my boy Luis. He's right here with us tonight. We're going to be talking to him for a little bit. So, what's up, my man? What's going on?
Good, man. Good to be here. Good to have me here, and just really good, man.
Good. Awesome, bro. So, what's been going on in your life, man?
Nothing. Just actually got back from a trip in Colombia. I was out there doing a vision quest. For some people that don't know what a vision quest is, it's a ritual that's done by Native Indians. It's more of a practice that comes from the northern hemisphere of the Americas. It's more practice with these Native Indians from the north, but a lot of these things are commingling with traditions from the south and the north. It's part of a prophecy called the Condor Eagle prophecy. Well, long story short, so they took the vision quest down there, all their elders and.
Okay, wait. Let's slow it down. So, what you represent what right now? Like what are you representing?
I'm very involved in I guess what people would call shamanism.
Okay, so that would be.
It's a lot of
native medicine.
Yeah, native medicine, native traditions, the cultural way of living, and I guess in connection with nature.
Okay.
And so, vision quests are designed in a way so a person can align themselves with a vision, or they'll call it a cry. And so, back in the days, a young man, when he goes from a boy into a teenager, or a teenager into a man. Usually he would go up the mountain for 4 days, 4 nights. He would fast, no food, no water, to cry for a vision for his life, So it's kind of like a rites of passage type of thing.
There's a little bit of suffering so you can...
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
You could say that. I would say it's more like the Vision Quest has a magic to it where like you realize how fragile you are.
Yes.
And so it's very humbling.
Okay.
When you're stripped from your word and water and food.
So no food,
and
no water.
You're exposed amongst the elements. Whatever happens, it could
All right,
hail.
but where do you guys go exactly? Like so give me you just came back from it, right?
Yes, this is my second year. So it's designed for you to do 4 years. So each year represents a direction, like north, west, south, and east. It's also the representation of the medicine wheel.
Okay.
Basically black, red, yellow, and white. Those are the colors. It's for the directions. Black being west. Believe red is north. Yellow is east, and white is south.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you take your trip out there, right?
Yes. So it's I've began 3 years ago. This will be my 3rd year, but I didn't complete the year before. Like I didn't go. So this year I did my 2nd year. So yeah, it's designed for you to do it consecutively, but if you don't, it's fine.
It's so fine.
Like you can have 3-5 years or gap, whatever it is. And then
life happens. I mean,
exactly, life happens. So
it's understandable. All right. So now you're on your 2nd year.
Yeah, right? So I went and I did my 2nd year, and now I'm back.
Okay, but wait. So they where do they put you? Like, so what does it consist of? Like, so you just go out there and they leave you in the elements and you just survive for.
So I guess before I say that, I can explain a little bit about.
Because it sounds a little scary. Like,
I can explain a little bit about the relation or how kind of I got there. I can do that within 2-3 minutes.
Sure.
And so a long time ago, about I would say 10-15 years ago. There was a big, or probably a little before, there was like a big wave of a lot of groups of people waking up and seeking alternative medicines or forms of enlightenment, or people were seeking more of a spiritual path, right? And in that journey, I fell into this path that we call shamanism, right? Quote unquote, curanderismo, and then. So it consists of medicine, and along that way, I learned these other ways, and one of them was the vision quest, So there's a sun dance and a moon dance. We can get to that later. So the same person that brought the medicine, like one of the first, I guess, medicine men or shamans that brought the medicine locally here to South Florida, I was there, at that inception of the medicine,
So that was the start here in South Florida.
It was a big start for I'm sure it's gone to other states, but Miami played like a big role so that the medicine from here spread out into all the other
Okay.
states.
What was it illegal to do the medicine at that point here?
Well, medicine is not necessarily legal by law, you know.
Well, obviously, depending on what type of medicine, right?
No, it's just not legal
No.
by law. The only medicine that's legally accepted and recognized legally is peyote, and that
Okay.
was done by actually Crow Dog, Chief Crow Dog, years ago. Well, they fought to have legal rights to pray with the sacrament of the peyote, and so from that a church was made.
Okay, so it's part of the religion that we're allowed to.
It's a Lakota church, or some say it's a specific church that basically have legal rights to serve it, carry it, and exercise it, amongst
Okay.
their culture. That's at that time. I forgot the year and many things. The man fought for this, and he became very known for this. And around, I guess, those times, something called the sun dance got erected, and this is where people dance to the sun for 4 days, no water, no food, and they do sweat lodges, or what they call sweat lodges. They get inside an inipi. It's kind of like an igloo type of style structure with pieces of wood called that. The pieces are like saplings,
Okay.
and then they bring hot rocks that are lit in a fire. They put the rocks inside the center, and then they
So like
bring
a sauna?
water, and they sing songs. They call it prayers, and this becomes a very healing thing. Also, 4 rounds, so it's 4 songs. The
Okay.
door opens. That's 1 round. You go 4 more times, so a set of another stones come in. So this is part of their tradition, part of. This is ancient, like really
Yeah.
ancient. So it just kind of sprung back out as a popular thing, and people all over the world go to what they call the Crow Dog's Paradise, and so it's a very famous. I believe in North Dakota or South Dakota, where they every year this happens there. So there's other sun dances from other clans
Yeah.
throughout the United States, but I'm just mentioning one of them that's pretty popular. So a lot of these people that years ago got the right to carry the medicine and spread this knowledge, one of them, I got the pleasure to be introduced to them and receive the medicine from them, and it's like life, you run into people that you don't know why, but somehow you're meant to know them,
Yeah. Yeah, they're meant to be in your life.
And so this was the first person that gave me the medicine, and so
Okay.
that's how my journey began, and then I just kept on walking that for the last 15
Who,
years.
who's this person that gave you the medicine?
His name is Mao Tanka.
Maldanka?
Mao Tanka. His
Mao
name is
Tanka.
Mauricio. We call him Mao, so his spiritual name is Tanka.
And he's
Like
a native
Tatanka.
of?
He's born in Colombia.
Okay.
He's also a medicine man for the ayahuasca, but he's also a Sundance man, and he's the son. He's adopted by Galen, a chief. It's a famous chief, and so we're the first time ever in history we saw the Sundance down south in the south of the Americas. He was responsible to erect that with
Oh,
a set
wow.
of other people.
Okay.
So there's some other chiefs that handle that Sundance, and so this particular land that I go to is called Atlantida. It's like about 4 hours away from Cali. It's kind of like southwest of Cali through a route that's called like heading towards Popayan, and so there's a big land there. It's like 111 acres. They have it's completely off grid. They have homes erected. They live completely immersed in nature.
Oh, wow.
Kids are there, families, and for the last, I would say, almost close to 20 years, the land's been developed, and where a lot of these rituals have been taking place. And it gets packed, man. People from all over the world come to receive this knowledge, this way.
And let me ask you a question: these people that come to get that knowledge from out of town, from other countries, do they normally come back, or is it like a one-time thing? Because I've heard of people doing ayahuasca, but to them it has been a one-time thing.
I guess like this whole journey that now that medicine is becoming more popular, it's becoming like a fad or something, whatever. It's the beginning, I guess, to the person that decides to continue to walk that path.
So what was it that happened like 10 to 15 years ago, like a mass awakening?
Yes.
It's like a wave of mass awakening.
So what happens is that energies work cyclical. I mean, you notice right now we're in 2020, right?
Yes, sir.
We're in like perfect vision, right? The 2020 vision.
2020 vision.
So there's planets right now in positions that have never been here until like 10 years ago. So these planets, when they come into a specific houses, these are zodiac houses, they tend to bring a big shift, like if you can kind of see your own life 10 years ago as opposed to in 20 years ago, you will see a pattern where like big changes happen in your life, Some person could have had a kid, that's a big change. Or somebody could have started a career, and now 10 years later, they're like on their full prime. So things like that, and these are affected by these planets. And so a lot of these cyclical cycles bring about a massive collective awakening, So I can say that I was part of one of those, and even if you may think you weren't, but somehow you embarked on a new journey that really transformed your life, more than likely you were affected by it as well.
Okay.
So, and now we're also in another big cycle, another wave.
So we're starting a new cycle.
Where I feel like whoever was primed 10, 20 years ago, they're coming into a whole new phase of energetic transformation, while people that didn't do anything, they're about to start their awakening.
Can you explain that to? Because so what does that mean? Like, do you ascend? Do you improve?
That's basically your consciousness starts to ascend.
You're upgrading.
Yes, or downgrading.
Okay, now you lost me.
Because some people can go down even worse.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on your choices and how you're leading your life. So are you awakening to be self-governed, or are you following more into the grips of desires and things that don't benefit you, bad habits,
Gotcha.
bad choices,
Okay, so I can see it now. I see a lot of people.
And, there's signs every single phase of your life, days, seconds, weeks, months, enough to show you that the direction you should go, and it's all into each individual.
Okay, but the signs are there. But where's the guy that tells you?
Well, just like everything, you gotta work at it. It's like a symbiotic relationship, So consciousness is like can knock at your door, but you still have to open the door.
Yeah, you gotta work on it. You still gotta work on it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of people think like, oh, I'm gonna think rich and money's gonna. No, bro, you gotta work. You still gotta work.
I mean, yes and no.
But you still gotta do the work, right? Because it's not gonna fall from the sky.
Definitely.
Right. So you still gotta put the work. Whether you will be successful, yes. That part, if you envision it, you can be successful, right? But you still got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I agree with you.
All right. Just making sure, because now I'm going to sit back. I can envision and I can just sit back. You let me know. Take a break. So, man. So, so you're doing your what is it called again? I'm sorry.
Vision Quest.
The Vision Quest. Yeah. Okay. But what other things are you doing besides that? Is that what you're focused on right now?
No, that's something I just I continue to do, like, let's say, a never-ending, infinite upgrade.
So that's your personal growth,
Correct.
Your personal...
The way I approach my form of way of walking spirituality, yes, that's one of
Okay, all right. Yeah, because everybody has a different... I'm assuming everybody has a different path, not
I mean, I've walked many paths.
I've known you forever, so I know who you are from back then. To see you now is like, damn,
totally different
who are
person.
you? Yeah, it is. No, but you know what? It is, but it's not, because it's the same person, really. Like we've had conversations like this before, and it's the same thing.
It's not like nothing
changed. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That was like 15 to 20 years ago, more or less. So nothing's changed. But you're smarter, obviously. You know more. So now you can teach me.
Well, I just think that I think what intelligence is okay. So there's intelligence, there's knowledge, then there's wisdom.
Okay.
I feel that in order to get to wisdom, you have to kind of have experience, not necessarily a experience, like a specific experience. You just have to walk, and through walk and pain and suffering, you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Either you learn or you learn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's no other way.
It's like fighting.
Well, yeah, that's when you come to the train. There's no other way. Listen,
there's no other way.
You walk into this gym, you get beat up. There's 20 guys that want to beat you up. All 20 of them are going to beat you up. If you come back, I'll respect you more. You know, and then the next time I'm not going to beat you as hard.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, depends. If you hit me hard, I'm going to hit you hard.
Life sometimes tends to be that kind of way.
Well, yeah. But it's okay because you always got to think it's not that bad. We were talking about that a little while ago, and it's not that bad. I never see things as bad as maybe some other people see it.
Well, right now we're actually in a great time for that because looking at astrology, and I'm a very big advocate, I guess, to astrology to read life like that. Because it's mathematics, you know. It's a mathematics. It's a sequence of cycles of time, you know. So we're stepping into a time where if you're doing whatever work you're doing, you're gonna be blessed now. Now you're gonna really start to reap big rewards. And it's funny because in another way of looking at life is looking more intense right now. You know, collectively, globally, right?
Yeah.
Like all kinds of weird shit.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're talking about the China stuff.
But as an individual, if you're doing work on yourself, believe me, there's a massive amount of power coming as your own person, because nature wants that. Nature wants each person to have an awakened consciousness and govern themselves. We would actually live in a better world if each person had much more responsibility for their own doing and their own existence, as opposed to giving it to an addiction, father government, mother church. You know, these are big principles that mold your consciousness or your belief system, you know. Okay. And so this takes a big role on where the hell your life is going, you know. So if you're really taking your life seriously, you know, when it's time to be serious, you can really put yourself in a very good direction, but you're going to have to pay for it, you know, pay for it with your time, with sweat and tears, with karma. You know, there is such things as karma, like that it's inherited by blood, by actual ancestry. And then there is karma that you just get into it by you just being dumb.
So you can be a good person and you inherit some bad karma
of course, bro.
Yeah.
I mean you have gifts, right? You would say.
Yeah.
You know, let's say somebody down the line, somebody is good at art, right? You're good at you're an artist, so you received that from an ancestor.
Okay.
It's the same thing you received.
Well, I saw it direct because I saw it from my mom, direct from my mom.
Okay.
So I saw it on my brother also.
But then your mom got it from someone.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, it's somewhere down the line in your blood. The same thing, you have all these great virtues. You have vices.
So how do you break that down though? So that's like genetic structure. Like what? So is in your genetic to be artistic because somebody passed it down to you?
Genetically, you can describe this, yes. But I'm talking more, I guess, from the energetic standpoint. So you can say your hierarchy.
Okay.
Every tree has a hierarchy. You're a tree. You're a tree of life in itself. You know, your existence is a direct reflection of the cosmos. So you're a replica of everything that is around you.
Okay. So
you have your own house, divinity, you know? You are God, basically. You have everybody.
Every individual person is
everybody
God.
That's in the world and inside
so it's a collective consciousness
within your cells and blood and yes, in a way, it's vibrational.
But I'm saying collective, like between you and me, between me and another person.
Well, if we go down the line, we all connect. Like if I go to your granddaddy's granddaddy and your granddaddy's granddaddy.
Well, yeah, by blood. Like, okay, so yeah.
So we're all going to end up at the same point, you know?
Okay, so we all come from the same...
We all come from the same place at the end of the day, you know? People are going to argue this, especially now with the race There's a lot of race issues with.
I honestly, I have a really weird, I have a really weird way of thinking about it. You know, it's just
I mean,
weird.
people will say, "Oh no, you know, whites are not. I'm come from straight black lineage, or like the first ones here." Okay, you can argue that. Fine. I'm not here to really say it. You know, I'm just sharing what I perceive to be the way it is. You know, from observation, from my own experience, from my own understanding. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's the only way that we could do it. I only have my experiences to go through, so I can see things how I see it. The other thing is, my way of seeing it is a little weird. So, you know, if mine's is weird, then, you know, I can take anybody else's.
Well, that's good, because that's what I was talking about, individuality. I think it's time for also be together with everyone, but at the same time, we should be
everybody should be an individual.
Yes, because that's the only way that you're really going to know truth. So
we were talking about earlier the new music, right? So we talked about the new wave of music, right? So everybody sounds the same.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's what you're saying. Like, I remember, well, I can't say everybody because there was a lot of biting back then, but still, individuality, that's what got you ahead.
Well, that's exactly,
you know, like being unique, that's what got you ahead. It wasn't like everybody having the same sound didn't make sense back then.
I mean, if you look at hip-hop's history, hip-hop was like a milestone for the culture itself, just for human culture, you know. That's why it became a culture. It was like an escape medicine, like a escape route for anyone that attached themselves to it. I mean, then you had your breakdancers, you had your graffiti artists, then you had your MC, then you had your DJs, you know, and then
it branched out.
It had a possibility to cover everyone,
and it didn't just cover the kids from the bad neighborhoods, covered everybody. So now you know, if you're a kid with money, you can still go and do graph, but you know, you're part of hip hop.
Well, you know how like hip hop has elements.
Yeah.
Well, hip hop was designed based off the blueprint of nature. If you really look at it.
Okay.
It has its elements, just like nature has its elements.
Earth, water.
Africa Bambaataa was onto something from a spiritual level of wisdom when he brought the culture. Because he was kind of, I'm not saying he's like the grandfather, but maybe he is.
Well, he's the one that dubbed it a new movement, right?
He made it in a way tangible so that we have something to grab onto and say, okay, this is what we're looking at. This is
Gotcha.
And so that's special, bro. You know, we pay homage to Africa Bambaataa for this.
I mean, he's been, they put him through the mud. Yeah, they put him through the mud. So now, you know, I mean.
But I mean, like, you know, I mean, I breakdance for years, and those are my happiest moments of my life because of breakdance. And
I like my graph days.
That's exactly, you know. I mean, what I'm saying is like, bro, these things are like super essential for our youth, you know. And nowadays, it's
not just that. Like I tell everybody, it's like if I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't do graph. There's certain things that I do. Like I'll plan certain things the same way that I used to plan going bombing somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like I have to plan it out. I can't just like I'm gonna go do it, or I can do shit on impulse, which is as bad too, right? So like, you know, there were a couple times where you guys dared people and shit, and like, hey, I bet you won't do that. I was like, my ass, I will. Right? And we went and did it, right? So you know, I can do either. So you know, but everything has always been based on that. Like I learned a lot from it. Yeah. You know, and I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for that at all.
I agree.
I was telling you, the only way that I can get that same I guess the same high, the same, you know, euphoria is through fighting. Mm-hmm. That's the only time.
Well, it's funny because all these things they're like they teach principalities, I guess. I think
principalities,
yeah, because just like martial arts or anything that is rigorous or it requires attention and in order to focus and progress in it, you know, you need to grow with it. So you need to put attention to it. So somehow an ascension happens inside of me. I can say, me as a child, without breakdance or without graffiti, I was missing something.
Yeah.
As opposed to when I got it, it's not that I gained something, but it opened a door in order for me to ascend a little bit more in my own understanding as I walk life, you know, as a human being. And so it gave me confidence, you know. It gave me like, wow, I can do this. You got me? And so that's big.
Yeah.
Sometimes people go years and they never find. They get to death and they don't even find that.
Well,
They're
I'm
just
glad I did it.
programmed by something that they saw in society that they need to do, and that's,
I'm glad I did it.
Exactly.
You know, I'm glad I did it.
I think we were in
never
an
have no regrets
era.
about it.
So if we get back to the whole hip hop thing, I think we were in an era where we were very unique. Like the spirit was still very alive. I think the spirit is pretty tainted by all the technology that we have,
Yeah.
and the way that you could just grab this guy, put an auto tune, copy this guy's verse, and then
you got a song,
put
you got a hit.
little ad-libs in it, and then you're like this whole new sensation,
Dude,
but
you
there is
don't-
no creativity.
there's nothing to it.
Unique.
Well,
you know?
it has to be creative in a way because the kids like it. So it's creative. It might not be creative for us, but it's still creative.
But it's creative only based on the collective acceptance of what creation is in that form.
See, because
That's called the culture.
Like again, I don't want to take it. I don't want to take it away from them either because they still make music. There's still music. There's good music. There's bad music, but there's still music out there. I just don't think there's nothing like back then.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
You know, but I don't
guess
want
it's
to take
like
away
that.
with it. Just they're still creative. They still got to put it together. I don't think it's the same, but
Well, it's like the saying goes.
I don't think it's the energy.
Well, it's like
what
the
I don't
sa-
see is the energy.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like the saying goes. There's nothing new under the sun. So, yeah, because hip hop took sounds from the blues, you know,
Yeah,
from disco, you know, and then disco took sounds from from the blues.
yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. And then blues, what we call the blues, they took sounds and percussions and stuff from the orishas, from
Okay.
prayers, from ceremonial,
ceremonial.
spiritual,
The-
from stuff from Africa,
African-
you know. And this is where salsa comes from, and
Yeah.
merengue, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you
The
see what I'm
drums,
saying,
the high drums,
it
the boom,
all
boom, boom,
comes
boom.
right back
Yeah.
to something that lasts the test of time, you know. So, and that's truth. See what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? That's truth. So you see, you cannot have life without spirituality. You can't.
no,
Everything is spirituality when you start to break it down. So
is it really
interesting.
spiritual though? Is it-
everything is. This whole world works with the occult. Which the occult is means hidden knowledge.
Okay, so this is my okay.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna kill you now. So what if all of that is wrong, right? So where is this coming from? This is from past generations that have handed it down and passed it down to us, right?
Yeah.
So all this knowledge has been passed down by generation through generation through generation, through writings, through discoveries. I mean, it's still being learned.
Yeah.
Right. We don't know exactly what
What we're doing.
Yeah, we don't know.
No,
Right?
nobody
Let me ask a question. What if everything... So we're getting it from the past. What happened to the past civilizations?
They all
Perished.
perish.
Right? So what if we're following their path?
Well, this one's gonna perish too.
So it's okay,
So what's gonna happen after that?
but why don't we try to strive to make it where it doesn't perish? Why? Because we're
Well, how
we're
do you-
meant to
well,
perish?
Tell me something tangible. How would that look? Like, just in
See, I don't know.
you see?
I don't know, but why can't we work towards it? Does it have to be that we come to destroy it? That we come... Not necessarily destroy it because it's going to keep reviving itself. It's going to keep rebuilding itself.
Yeah.
Right?
What I think that I know that somebody told me this a long time ago. In order for you to know where you're going, you need to know your past. And sorry, but I'm not sorry. But history is his story.
Yeah, no, I agree. You don't
There
have to
is
tell me that.
no-
I learned history in Europe, and somehow the history in Europe is not the same history in America.
all.
And
At
then the history that I learned in the Dominican Republic is not the same history here because when I came here, it's different from the one that I learned over there.
Mm-hmm.
So the war that happened between Haiti and Dominican Republic is completely different than the story that I have from my country and the story that I heard in Europe. Right?
So, but exactly. So it's not to blame the principality, the root or where everything came from, but it's the down the chain things get watered down. Or
Well, it's like
misconstrued.
the what is it? The what's that game? The one that you say something to one person, they pass it down, and by the end, the whole saying is completely wrong. You know, I did that when I was younger. You say one word to one person, and that person says it to the next, and you keep passing it down. By the time it gets to the 10th person, it's completely different word. You know, so. That's what I mean. Like, what if we're doing the wrong thing? What if we're following? I know there's a lot of in every civilization, in every single civilization, right? So we're talking about Sumerians, the Egyptians. I mean, every civilization has some sort of relationship with the stars, right? But what if we're following the wrong thing?
Well, that's my point about this whole self-discovery. It has to get done. It's a thing that it's gonna oppress you, like in the Matrix when like Neo's like it's like a splinter in your mind.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, as much as you want to do, let's say you want to do, just want to be a fighter. Deep down inside, in your own quiet moment, in your own personal time, there's going to be questions that you're going to ask, and you want answers, and there's no freaking human being that's going to answer this to you.
No.
So, a lot of people in their hard times or facing death, they see God, right?
Yeah.
And then miraculous things happen, right? People have awakenings. People have near-death experience. They see their dead relatives. But there's valid in this, right? In that moment, there's truths. So there is your tree of life, meaning there is the stem of the fountain of fucking knowledge that you can plug yourself in so that you can get nurtured. So how do you do that? There's meditation. There's yoga. There's medicine. There's tons of ways that are. This is not a coincidence that these things are becoming more popular. It's because we're living in a time where the universe is saying now it's the time. As much as how you want us to look at it, so you can either continue to get fed the bullshit you've been getting fed, or you can go to where things began. So I seek ancient stuff, to
No, I'm fascinated by
myself.
I'm fascinated by it. I'm just scared.
By my own clear consciousness of who I am, then I give myself the space to have direct knowledge by what people call your soul or your God within.
So in your path, what have you learned? Like what?
Oh, well, what haven't I learned? I mean, I've learned everything that I'm even speaking about. I feel I got more eloquent. I got more peace within me. I've been able to heal traumas that I didn't even know I had. Things I've been able to also accept my own darkness. So that's a big one. People want power, people want like be famous and all of that, but really a lot of this stuff it's inside your darkness. It's in your darkest moments, in your darkest.
I was gonna say that because I remember you back then, and that was a thing to be like a rapper, famous, to be somebody, right? To have a clothing line, to have. Well, I mean, not just you, because me too.
Yeah. We all wanted.
We all wanted the same thing. We were working together. We were all doing the same things, right? So what made that click? What made the change? Because I know you had you said I had the awakening because there was a mass awakening, but what made that click?
Oh yeah, for me it was a rude awakening.
A very rude one. It was like a
it was more like God kicked the door and smacked me in the face and said,
it was one of those. Then
you could look at this, and my whole reality shattered before.
So it was a complete boom. Like I need to get my shit together, or was it I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I need to go immerse myself in this.
Along. I think a man or any human being has like real clear moments that. Boom, they start to snap you into questioning really big questions, I can say on one of those when I had my first kid, that was a big one, I was 20 years old. That shit does not, you don't play with that.
No,
I mean, you can't put that thing back. You have to deal with this shit.
And
now.
As soon as it comes out, you're loving that thing.
Yeah.
It's like
it starts to do like a magic to you,
Yeah.
So,
you're owned by it pretty much. You're a slave to it.
I could say that was a huge thing for me, Then my second child at 24.
But I known you from back then, and that hadn't.
Well, but that's what's happening. But I'm saying all this stuff is happening under the hood, under the surface.
So that's accumulated. Okay, so all this is accumulating.
And along with those, I was having real lucid dream. I've always been like this since a kid, but of course, bro, who the hell is gonna explain this to me? Am I gonna go to the priest with these things?
No.
Am I gonna tell mom, hey, look, I hear voices in my head? No, they're gonna take me to the loony house. You know what I'm saying? So no wonder my only outlet was like either the streets or anger or aggressive music or substance abuse, and all of this is because something's missing, and that what's missing is you, really. Like self-love or this it's a cup, and it's empty. And you need to fill it with something. If not, then...
But it's your own love. You got to love yourself.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, we mistake this love with like I need a person, or I need my kids, or I need a career. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a constant, non-stop
Search for something that's not there.
Nonsense in your head. So, hence why you need somewhere to go to turn into. And so I didn't do this, but I was led by spirits to these modalities, and through these modalities, I'm thinking I'm going to find God, right? I never found anybody. I found myself. But that's
what you were looking for.
Well, that's the gift. Well, then that's your metamorphosis in your own psychology of what you think God is. You get me?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
a lot of us
I
look up to the sky or to a
cross.
cross.
Like I said, I have a weird way of seeing things, but I can see God within me. Like I'm, you know, I never wanted. Like I did go to church when I was younger with my grandma. I went with my mom. I'll go with my mom now. You know, I still go with my mom if I have to. I haven't gone in a while, but I'll go with her. But I never been a churchgoer or nothing like that. But God is within me. That's as far as I, you know, I need to be a good person because I want to be a good person.
Yeah.
And you know, treat people right how I want to be treated.
Yeah.
That's as far as my religious beliefs go.
Well, it's funny because most fighters are extremely spiritual.
Yes.
They don't even know this.
Well, because we do this training every single day, but I know that because this is, well, you know that I got into meditating and I got into it a little bit, and I even tried going vegan. That didn't last so long. It was hard. I did like 6 months. I spent 6 months. I think I ate a burger one time when the hurricane came through, and it was like out of necessity.
But I bet you cleaned a lot, right? Your body felt much like a reset.
You know what? I had no heartburn because I suffer from heartburn, right? My skin was clear. Energy was, you know, like steady. Like I had good energy the whole time. I never felt tired. I never felt like over energized or nothing. I just felt like right all the time, you know. But I didn't feel strong. That was the only thing. And then I did a fight, and I didn't feel strong.
Because everything
that messed with my head.
Everything comes to the sacrifice. Your ego's not ready to let go of the fighting.
No, I'm not.
Because if your ego, let's say, was ready, and you want to just go deep inside you could care less if you look like a stick.
Dude, I care. See, my body's changed completely, and I don't care how I look. It's how strong I was, and I was fighting at the time, and then that messed with me.
But that's what I'm saying. That's part because you're in the mode that you want to be in this realm of fighting. And
well, somehow I haven't been able to let it go. Yeah. I'm not. I
know people that live off of their breath. They don't eat. They've been doing this for years.
But how? Doesn't your body need food? Okay.
Yes and no.
Medically, doesn't it need?
Yes and no.
No. So what happens to your body if you don't eat? Doesn't it disintegrate?
What is food? Energy.
Okay.
There's photosynthesis. Plants have photosynthesis. People sun gaze and they get their energy from
the sun. They get the energy from the sun, but
directly. That you skip the whole photosynthesis. What is protein?
But how do you do that?
What is protein? It's amino acids.
Yes.
Where those amino acids come from plants. So you can skip the carcass and then just stop eating the blood, which blood is associated with the karma because of the suffering that's inside the blood. Anyways, and then you can do other things to obtain energy. I mean, I'm just saying because I put it to the test. I'm with you, bro. Like I eat animals.
No. But I'm not saying like I did it for 6 months and I was so worried about. But I'm not saying like I wouldn't. Like it's a bad thing. No, like I just felt like I lost my strength. So to me, it was not productive.
Like for me, right? I rather be. I eat a lot of vegetables, but I eat animals here and there.
But what do you eat animal?
Well, I tend to try to stay with fish. I eat chicken, you know, but I try to really don't eat pork. You know? And I try to keep the red meat on a minimum.
I don't know.
Or at all, you know. And the only red meats I eat is buffalo, elk, or deer.
Okay.
That I
and
choose
it's
yes, they're a lot leaner and a lot cleaner. Yeah. And I just don't think they have the same.
Where do you get that meat from? Where will you get that from?
But bison you can buy in Whole Foods.
Okay.
You know. So I think
bison I've seen that.
I think Publix also carries it.
Okay.
But obviously elk and deer. But I've lived upstate.
So people hunt out there.
Exactly.
And
there's like farms you can get this from locally or stuff like that. You know.
So people live on their breath.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. I don't know, man. That's crazy. It's crazy to me. Obviously,
I met a lady in a temple, in a Buddhist temple, and she has. When I met her, she was 2 years in, and she actually only ate the sun, meaning she sun gazed.
Sun gazed.
That's it.
I've heard this before.
I didn't believe it, but I saw it with my own eyes.
Well, I know a gentleman that did a. Can't remember how many day fast. I think it was a 40-day fast. If I'm saying correct.
Yeah.
He did a 40-day fast, and all they did was like water and tea.
Yeah,
and
I did my longest fast was 14 days. No food.
At all?
Liquids,
at all?
Just liquids.
What kind of liquids?
Greens.
So you do like powder greens?
No, real greens.
Real greens?
Yeah, real greens.
So you'll make your own?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And that's a reboot? Like, what does that do to your body?
Man, by the first 4 days, 3-4 days, you have like headaches and you feel a little weak. But
yes.
the 7th day, that stops. And by 9th, 10th day, like,
I couldn't do it for longer than 7 days.
The energy goes super high.
I couldn't do it for longer than 7 days. I couldn't do it. But I was training at the time.
You know, another reason I also eat animal here and there, because I'm in the urban society.
So it's harder to avoid.
No, because it's harder because I have discipline. I do it too is because I can ground more. Because when I tend to do certain things, like let's say if I'm doing intense breath work and I'm eating like super light only greens, my energy kicks up so high that it's before, and I don't know now because I would have to do it. But I sometimes touch people and I can just feel everybody's energy.
Yeah.
I can tap more to spirits. I can see them more. It has its pros and cons to it, you know.
So through your process, through your awakening, you became a teacher.
Well, I ran into some guy. He's pretty famous now. His name is Sevan Bomar. People can find him. He has a website called Secret Energy. And though I met other people, but through this man I learned so much, you know, especially about energetics and especially how to activate the human potential that most people call the Kundalini or the life force, you know, like Chi, like Bruce Lee would.
So was that like doing Kundalini yoga?
Well, it's like, Kundalini is your sexual force, you know, it's what, you know, your sexual drive and there's many other things, you know. I'm not gonna get into it.
Not your drive or your energy, your sexual energy.
It's your life force.
Your chi?
Yes.
What we call the chi in martial arts.
Yeah.
Or ki or whatever.
Yeah.
Depends on how.
Correct. So this sits dormant in your spine, and there's techniques that you can do to activate it. And by activating, it starts to move up your Shushumo channel, which is your spine. And like in Kabbalah, these centers are the chakras or the glands or certain organs. These are called the sephiros. These are houses or chambers of energy. And within these chambers, there's archetypes, keynotes that have energetic principles that are imprinted not only in nature, but within inside your body. And these things unlock powers, which in yoga, they're called siddhis, like telekinesis, clairvoyance, you know, ability to heal through your hands, the ability to heal your own body, to stop your heart, you know, all these things.
So this comes from also, again, what we were saying before, this comes but this comes from ancient knowledge also?
I think it's very yogic.
Okay.
You know, it's very yogic. I mean, it's everywhere in different religions and formats and occult systems, but it's very yogic thing, you know, it's a very yogic thing. Usually you can acquire this through breath work, you know. The Gracie brother, what's his name?
Hickson.
Yeah, he
does
in his later years, he started doing this break, and he explains the phenomenon that was happening with him that blew his mind, and that's what took him more into the direction.
Is that breathing with your diaphragm?
Abdominal
diaphragm, right?
Where like when you inhale, your stomach pops out.
So
that
we do that for free diving. For free diving, you work on your breathing.
It's funny how all these formalities or forms have adopted techniques from ancient traditions.
Yeah. Is that the same as the Wim Hof?
Yeah, it's very similar. He actually learned from all these traditions, then he just kind of simplified it, you know, and then he did his own thing. Again, how did it happen? A tragedy. His woman went crazy, and she died. And he was so in despair, he went into nature, and his nature was the snow. And this is where he says that basically the cold is his god, because through that element or the elemental, he found his divinity, you know, or he found his purpose.
Found his calling.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. I think calling, vision, God, all of that synonymous with you tapping into your meditation. They say that when you fully meditate, it never goes away. So you can say that when you tap into the city, or your power, your ability, your life force, your primordial power, then it never goes away. It's familiar now, and then that triggers a whole ladder, a journey for you, you know. And through that journey, when your cup is filled by God, basically, or by life force, all you want to do is fucking run it over and share it. And so that's what he's done, you know. Okay. He's created the system, and look how many lives he's changed. And there's reciprocation that he gets from his followers or anybody, you know, from a thank you to whatever. That's what feeds him, you know.
Gotcha.
You know, that's what gives him sustenance. But notice the sustenance is not really going from the recognition. It's really coming from him being filled from his own self.
He's not selling a product. He's trying to sell the cure that comes with it, or the benefits.
The alignment, you know?
Yeah. I followed. I did his.
I like him because he steered away from, I guess, the connotation of it being some kind of religious or occult thing. Yeah,
it was just more.
It helps because I think, like you said, maybe there's confusion, maybe there's things that we're following that maybe we should just drop it and let it go altogether. I mean, but notice how many stupid people follow fucking Christmas, fucking. I mean, all of the holidays, they're all fucking made up and they're nonsense. They're all just some commercial thing, so that you could spend more money.
Not even commercial. They're copies of other religions. Like the stories.
Bro,
I mean, it's ridiculous. Don't even
get me fucking started with that shit.
Oh man, it's okay. So you're going through your awakening, right? You meet this guy. This guy guides you through this whole process, right? He takes you to where you're at now.
Well, it's funny because before I met him, I had a dream. And in this dream, some lady showed up in the dream, and then she told me to look for her. So whatever, I woke up just like any other dream, you know. But this dream kept on playing back and forth in my mind, and with that, I stepped into the shower, got ready for work, and on my way to work, when I get to the elevator, bro, it was really weird. It was like,
okay, but wait, you had the dream while going to after,
no,
like you just.
Like, let's say I went to sleep tonight.
Okay.
I had a dream in the night. I wake up to go to work and whatever. I kept on repeating. It was very simple. It was like it was dark, and it was like smoke, and then from the smoke or whatever, this fog, a lady showed up with a white dress. She's a black lady, and she just went like this, and she goes, "Come find me," and then she like disappeared. It's very vague. It's nothing like.
You had that dream one time, or was it reoccurring?
No, one time.
No, one time.
One time,
but her picture was very.
Yeah, it was like very memorable in my mind, you know.
Because normally I don't remember faces in dreams.
Exactly.
So that's why I
know,
asked.
it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing else happened that I remember at least. But that shit kept on like a broken record, repeating. So when I'm in the elevator, like fucking loud as I was fucking saying it, it says, "Ask your manager," like that. A voice, I don't know, just appeared there.
And that voice sounded familiar.
I don't know, it was like in my head, whatever, you know, I don't know, you know. My whole point is, bro, that I was like, I opened the door to my office. My manager, the first person I see is my manager. Hey, good morning, all that. And I go, Jose, what's his name at the time? You know, his name is Jose. And I go, Jose, I need to tell you something. And I described the dream, and he looked at me, he goes, that's Kari. And I go, and I looked at him like this, and I go, you need to take me to this lady. And he was like weird out. He's like, how do you know Kari? I go, I don't know her. But all I know is I was told to ask you, and you're telling me that you know who this person is. You
just described her, and he knew exactly who it was?
He just said the name.
That's fucking great.
Exactly.
You're giving me
So that was real big moment where my life was about to transform forever. I mean, like I said, I was having tons of dreams. Weird things were happening to me. I was reading a lot. I was reading a lot of mystical stuff and real deep books. And remember one time I got in like hurt. I couldn't walk. Like I had fucked
Yeah,
up
yeah.
back,
The hip, was it the hip
my
or
back?
Yeah, your back.
So what had happened is that I bent down to pick up a ream of paper, and I had a herniated disc.
Okay.
And,
Your
but
nerve
in
got
that,
stuck.
Yeah, but in that moment, like a fucking lightning bolt went up my spine, and I had like a massive head against it, like in a big ring, like that. All right. 3 days later, I couldn't walk. I couldn't even move my legs. And I had 6 months of leave of work and all of that. So in that period of time, I read like a motherfucker, you know. But then weird shit was happening inside my room, you know, like weird stuff. Like shit was appearing right before my eyes. Anyways, after that, this is what I said. Now that I know, what had happened to me was a kundalini, a spontaneous kundalini awakening. This happens.
Okay, so that shock on your back, you're saying
happens. This can happen, however, bro. This can happen by reading a book. This can happen by an accident. I mean, it can happen extremely random, you know. Okay. In my case, I feel that it was a divine intervention. It was something that needed to happen in order to change the direction of my life, which it did. But I didn't know at the moment. Like, I didn't comprehend this like this, you know. For me, I just had a fucking herniated disc, you know. But it was funny because the manager that I had at the time, he saw that I was into like the Source or Vibe.
Yeah,
and I was into magazine, my hip hop, and I wanted to like be a rap mogul.
Yeah, the fuck what we thinking? I think about that shit now, and I see some of the papers now, and I see some of the shit that I wrote, and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I know my rhymes.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, I tell the manager, right?
Okay.
And then I think like 2 weeks later, we got the chance for him to take me to the lady, right? I remember he picked me up in South River Drive by Hialeah, right off the Palmetto. I met him there. He picked me up. And on the way to her house, I knew where she lived. This was blowing my mind. Because it's not like I already knew where she lived. I'm driving there. I'm telling him, bro,
is it by
you're
here?
going to turn this. You're going to go here. And he's looking at me like that. And I'm looking at bro. And I'm telling him, I have no idea how I know this.
Fuck.
We get to her house. I told him when we pulled into the condominium, because it was like, you know where it's at on 102 off of the Bird Road, and you make the left because the other way is FIU, right? So you make the left. Yeah, like if we're going west, so you make the left, and you know the next light, there's like a light right before you get to the Winn-Dixie and all of that. Before you get to, well, that's Coral Way. Before you get to Bird Road, that you have to, you know that.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a light there. You make a right there, and then there's another park. There's a big park, like about 2 blocks there. Well, it's in that area. Okay. And there's it's kind of like a condominium of houses, right? When we get in there and we knock on her door, bro, the first thing she tells this guy is like, "Why the fuck you bring me this guy?" Like that. ¿Por qué me trajiste este hombre? Así.
Why?
And I'm already like, what the fuck is all of this? The whole shit is mad
was
weird.
Was that the lady that you saw in your drink?
Exactly.
Like that's the same.
Bro, and she was wearing the fucking white dress, bro.
The fuck.
Anyways, so we get into her house, and we got into the living room, and then she goes, what is this about? You know, why are you here? And I go, well, you told me to come and find you. And she looked at me weird. And then and she goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I had a dream, and you came in my dream, and you told me to look for you. And then a voice told me to ask this guy about the dream. And I asked him, he told me it's you. And that's why I'm here. And she's like, oh, she goes, you travel. And I go, what do you mean by that? She goes, well, you travel in your dreams. And I go, yeah, I can't come out of the body. I've gone to weird fucking dimensions, whatever. So then she's like, okay, let's go see what this is about. So she takes us into her, I guess, where she does. She was like un espiritista. I don't know if she was in religion of like palo or santeria. I don't think so. Maybe she was, but that's not exactly what she was doing, because she did something else. Like she puts through some stuff on the ground and some divination kind of stuff, right? And then she goes, you have an Indian next to you, and I have to ask for permission from this Indian in order to communicate with you.
Okay, wait, so you have an Indian spirit that's with you?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay.
Right. Well, I have heard this before, you know. Never. I saw him through a meditation once, but now I haven't seen him like where you see spirits, you know. I haven't seen him like that. But, okay. Anyway, so she speaks to him, and this is where the shit gets very interesting, because everything this lady said happened. So she started with that I was gonna meet these two influential men. You know, one was gonna be white, the other one was gonna be black. Then she says, the black man, you're gonna learn almost everything you need to learn about spirituality through this black man. She's like, you need to find those that are like you. I heard that, man. She goes, you come here with a mission, and your life's about to change forever. Like you're everything you think you know is gonna be completely removed from your life, and you're going to go through an intense transformation, and you need to get ready. And the first thing he wants you to do is to stop drinking alcohol. That's exactly what she told me. And you know me.
And that was a big fucking thing, yeah.
Bro, honestly, the toughest thing, I mean, I did coke, I did crack, I did fucking rolls.
You tried it all.
What haven't I tried? And I don't think nothing really hooked me like alcohol. I think alcohol was probably one of the worst things that had fucked me up, you know? Anyway, so in that, she said that the Indian was going to show me how to prepare a drink with plants. Mind you, I didn't know nothing about ayahuasca, about peyote. I mean, this is years ago, you know. But you had no ayahuasca, nothing experience, but nothing had happened. No, not yet, not yet.
So how the fuck?
This is what I'm telling you. So this is where shit gets interesting. Aside from other things she said, I'm not gonna say everything, but she tells me a friend from the past is gonna come back into your life, and he's gonna take you to your people. Now, I'm gonna stop there. I go home. I think like, I don't know, it was the week later. It was days later. I have a dream. I have another dream. And in this dream, Pablo, you know Pablo, little Pablo, Carlos's brother?
Yeah.
Okay, Pablo shows up in my dream with a torch in his hand coming from the bottom of a mountain, and I'm at the top of the mountain. And it's night. And he goes, come, I'm going to take you to your people. And then we walk down. That was my dream. So at that time, I had already acquired DMT through our friend. You know, I'm going to say anything.
Gotcha. Not revealing sources.
Revealing names. So,
okay.
But in the neighborhood, certain people knew I had DMT. So apparently, Pablo was going through his own awakening. No clue of it.
Okay.
He had already traveled to Costa Rica. He was in his search, you know, for knowledge.
He was doing his own.
He was doing his thing already,
Okay.
you know. But he wanted DMT, and then somebody had told him that I had
that you had the DMT,
and because they ran into them in the gym. He calls me.
You hadn't done you had the DMT, but you hadn't done it.
Yeah, I had done it already.
You had done it.
Yeah,
and how was that?
Oh man, that's a whole.
That's a whole different episode.
Yeah, that's a whole different episode.
Okay.
But then this is the interesting part because when he calls me, I go, "Don't worry, I already know," and he goes like, "Okay," and he shows up to my house. I give him the DMT. He hands me a book. It's called The Code of the Matrix. The guy that wrote the book is the black guy.
Okay.
That the lady told me.
What's the name of the book again? The Code of the Matrix?
To the Matrix.
Code to the Matrix.
Code to the Matrix. I think that's what it's called. Oh, The Code of the Matrix. The Code of the Matrix. That's what it's called. Anyways, this guy wrote this book. He channeled the information. He wrote the book. He also resourced a lot of stuff that he talks in the book. The book is very heavy. It's a lot of fucking knowledge is gonna crack your egg open, right?
Okay.
I read the book within like 6 hours, the whole entire book.
Holy shit.
It just took me, and I read it. Like, I didn't stop. I was like... So this is where this stuff begins. So then he knew some lady, a shaman lady, that literally lived like... So I lived right off of 8th Street at that time, on 130...
Yes.
Second?
On 132nd,
yeah, and I think I lived on 6th. So she lived on 8th Street. So it's like only a few streets, literally on the same avenue. So he took me there, and the lady would have circles, meditation circles and spiritual circles, talks, and you know, she was opening her space and helping people out, whatever. And then she had this guy come there, and this guy was the white guy.
Oh,
this is also the white guy. This guy was.
So you read the black guy's book.
Yeah.
Which you had got to mention. Now the white guy just shows up to the circle.
Well, Pablo takes me to the circles, and it happens to be that the white guy goes there to give these meditations.
But you didn't know. I mean, did you just get there and there's a white guy there?
Yeah, I didn't know that this is the white guy. But then I realized this is the white guy.
That is the white guy.
Yeah. So when I went to these circles, I had the most vivid meditations that I've ever had in my life. And in these meditations, initiations happen in some temples with angels and all this stuff. But vivid, like you and I, like I could smell the aroma in the temple. Sure. I can feel the water of the mist of the forest that I crossed over and got in a boat and got in the boat in the ocean. Then I got to an island and then the island. Because he's guiding you through the but the meditation became extremely vivid. So to me, it was
a guided meditation.
Bro, I had no clue how to do none of this shit. I was just like, okay, close your eyes, breathe like this, and then it just opened up. Hence why I say shit, fucking God came and just fucking broke the door open and
welcome.
My reality shattered. So, anyways, I learned a lot from the man in that circle, and a lot of stuff began for me there, you know. And little later, I read the book. I got to the platform of a website this man created, and I soon enough, I was like working like his right-hand man. Okay,
so this is the white guy?
The black guy.
The black guy. All right.
So after I read the book...
What's the white guy's name, by the way? You never mentioned Tom?
Tom. His name is... He has a church called Universal Love Church. I don't know. It's like a... He doesn't discriminate religion, or... He just puts it all together into this one belief that we're all one universal family and yada yada. Real humble guy, real amazing man. So I learned a lot about meditation and a lot of visions and a lot of stuff that become clear. So I mean, and she said a lot of other stuff that started to happen to me, bro.
Okay.
Like really aggressively, you know. And so with that, me and Pablo had a session one time with some synthetic peyote that some guy gave us. So the funny thing is that because I was we grew up in pretty much in the street, and then we're exposed to all of these things, hip hop, the culture, slanging drugs, and so I think that kind of like the universe kind of makes things happen wherever it is that you fit in, So yeah, I think that certain trigger points came through substances. I wouldn't say that's the right way to go about this, but that was the way for me.
That was the way to get into you, because that was in the world abuse. That I was in. That was the abuse that you had. It was the substance abuse.
And that's what I was abusing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, at one point it was bad.
Yeah. But like we said earlier, that sometimes certain things we might say, why is my life happening?
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's gonna take you. You don't know at that time. You're like, it's
not as bad as it looks. Like when you see in hindsight, like like when you look back and you're like, damn, it wasn't that bad. Like it guided me here. It took me here.
So anyway, eventually I ended up moving to Costa Rica, where this man, the black guy, is. And I lived with him. I learned from him.
And you just packed your shit and did? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
I sold everything. Remember how I remember the tattoo shop? I gave it to Chris. The blue. Everybody thought it was insane. I went cold turkey.
Thought you were. I thought you were crazy. I don't know. I thought you were crazy. We talked very little at that point. We were talking very little because now you were doing your own thing. So
I went cold turkey vegan. I lasted like 7 years being vegan. So in this process, bro, my body went through mad changes, and mad things started to activate. So for me, this spirituality was very real. Like I was seeing super big results. So it was like a high, It was the high of all highs, actually, because I was like, wow, life is not what I think, and I need to know what the fuck life is, and I want to find out. And so I got into yoga. I became a yoga instructor. Eventually, I got into Kundalini yoga. I traveled different places. I met different teachers. I had different healings done. Not only, and then at some point, I got invited to ceremony by somebody that went to school with us. Guess who's that?
Who?
Gio. Breakdancing Gio.
For real?
He's the one that brought me to the medicine. Giovanni brought me to the
medicine.
For real? Yes, that's how I started, bro. He hit me up on the Facebook. He's like, hey, you were interested? There's going to be a prayer this week. And I'm like, yes, I've been looking for this.
Oh, shit.
And, bro, I go to this prayer. I took the twins with me.
Laz and
and PJ. I took them with me, and
Okay.
I took the girl that I was with at the time. And it's funny because the people that were putting together the prayer, now I'm like super friends with them, and you know, like a year later, a few years down the line, we talked about this day, and they were like, "The moment you come in," because I come in, I had my hair shaved, I have tattoos, and you know, little.
It was a different person.
And gangster.
It was a different person. I'm telling you, man.
And then everybody was like, "Oh shit, it's gonna be one of those nights." That's what the shaman said. And so,
That's
and
horrible.
it was one of those.
Yeah,
nights, bro. For
also,
me,
a lot of throwing up, a lot of
dude,
there's a lot of shit
insane, bro.
getting out.
They did an exorcism on me.
A lot of demons that you have in there. You know, there's a lot of shit. A lot of shit that,
bro. Dude, I saw
it's crazy.
Crazy demonic stuff come out of my body, bro, and the fire will consume it. Because there was a fire right there. They had to put me by the fire. How insane I was going.
Is that what a medicine night?
No, man. Like I don't want nobody to listen to this and be like, "Oh my God, this is gonna happen to me."
But wait. But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, because I've seen videos, and it doesn't matter how you try to put it. Like, I've seen the videos.
No, honestly,
I've seen videos where people spend the whole, like, I mean, from the minute that they take it till the minute that they leave, that they're like throwing up.
No,
and
but
they look like hell.
I can help a lot to clarify that why those things happen now.
But is that like the bad things leaving your body? Because that's what I understand.
When people throw up, we don't call it, "Oh, this person throw up." They're getting well. They're getting better.
Of course, because they're letting that go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's better for the people to understand that, because it's not, you know, you're not going there to get sick and throw up. You're going there to get better, like you just said. So that throwing up is part of the healing process.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you're, in your case, you had so much much bad juju that.
Well, I don't know, because the medicine man, he goes to me in the morning.
Throw that nigga in the fire.
Burn him.
Yeah. Burn him.
No good. No bueno. No, but he goes to me in the morning. He goes, you carry a lot of karma. You gotta carry a lot of ancestral karma. You gotta clean. And he goes, you've been through a lot. But he told me, he looked at me, he goes like this, and he goes, what happened to you, that doesn't normally happen to people. You know, I don't want you to think, it's exactly the thing. I don't want you to think that this is normal. You know, this is not normal. But it had to happen to you like this. And that's for you to sit with that. He goes like that to me. And he's like, you know? And then he looked at my tattoos. I have my parents here. And then he kind of cleaned me like that. Like, you know? Like, he associated with what he was saying, I was carrying a lot of karma. Who knows what he saw? They don't really talk to you.
A lot of weight. They can see it.
Yeah, but they don't get too into your life. They'll say a couple of things, help you out, you know, and then that's that.
Okay.
But I kept going, you know. I kept going to these meetings, and because I saw, like, I was like, bro, you
saw improvement,
bro. I saw a lot. Yeah, aside from improvements, bro, it was mind blowing for me, bro. So it just
did it scare everybody around you?
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, funny thing is
like close to you, like your mom, because I know, you know, you're.
Well, I think a lot of people didn't understand what was.
That's
going
what I mean.
on
Like, it was a scare. Like, where they're like, "Damn, what's going on with him?"
You know
like,
me. I'm not like, though I am kind of outgoing and shit. I'm very like reserved. I'm very introverted. Like, I don't. You saw. My same handful of friends that have been for years.
Same here.
You know, it's not like I open up. So, like I said, I really have nobody to talk to about these things. So. This is also what sprung me to go seek different groups, get into different things. And it's funny because, like, I was into hip-hop and I started realizing, I was like, I'm not even really, like, into hip-hop like that. Like, I'm into, like, tango or something. and then it was like...
Really?
No, well, yeah.
No, but I mean, you're saying, like when you...
Well, like music, like Moroccan music and, like, Sufi music.
Do you still listen to your hip-hop?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, like, because
nostalgia music.
Well, you have to kind of integrate your ego back again and all the things.
So once you stripped your ego away,
I went through several alchemical process that I have to also kind of make peace and amends with a part of myself, instead of like, because I went through different forms of very drastic polarity concepts and beliefs in my own consciousness, until I finally, instead of being in this pole or that pole, I eventually got to the middle, you know, in my energy. And then through that, more healing happens, and then you can just kind of start to navigate your vehicle a bit more. So I was real drastic in many different directions until I started to hone in on my energy.
That took you a while.
That took fucking all this time. I could tell you that from what happened.
Okay, so you left. When did you leave to Costa Rica? Do you remember?
It was 2010.
2010. And when did you come back?
Same 2010, and I just came back.
You spent a couple of months out there, or you were
3 months? Then I would come back. I would go for another 2-3 months, and like that. And I came back and going for over the years. I think for like a good 4 years straight.
And when did you come back to? You haven't been back like solid back here in Miami, or you still like?
Yeah. I then ended up leaving to other states, and I lived other places.
Yeah, because I follow you on Instagram, and I saw that you were all over the place. So that's why I asked.
Yeah, different.
And you learn different things in everywhere you go. Like there's different.
Well, remember I come from Colombia, and then I was just in Miami. I never had traveled, so and also traveling itself changes your consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, just you go to a forest and you're like, wow, you know, like I don't know, just your perception starts to change. You know, so a lot of changes started to happen, and that's when I think when the medicine came in, things got very interesting.
Okay.
You know, spiritually, because now it's no joke. It was kind of like when you're a little novice with everything, you know, kind of like you can make mistakes.
Yeah.
And like, boops, oh shit, I fucked up here. I didn't know. And it's kind of like the universe goes, it's okay. You didn't know. You know, but now you know.
For the next time.
For example, like now it puts the perspective here. Well, now you know how things work. And so that's when the medicine, that's what they say. Like you come to medicine and says, okay, yeah, that's the prayer. Beautiful. Love and light. Everybody's like in this. But then when you leave the circle and you go back into your life, that's when the real ceremony starts. Because it's going to be like, okay, let's see what you've learned, young Skywalker.
Oh, shit. That's when it gets crazy.
Because now you have to put to practice what you just went through, you know. Maybe it was self-love. You have to put that to practice. Maybe you've been quite of a dickhead, you know. You need,
it could be.
You need to, you know, see what it is that you got to change, you know. So many change happens, and I chose, after long time of trying things, I chose to stick to this medicine path.
Okay.
And then over the years, it made me extremely strong. And then I learned many other things about magic and life and consciousness and brujos and all. And I spent 6 months in Colombia in the Amazon.
6 months in the Amazon?
In Colombia, but then I spent a couple of weeks in the Amazon with a real elders.
So like in the jungle?
I've spent time with taitas that's all they've done their whole life since they were born. These are people that they know real fucking magic.
Yeah.
You know? And I got to cook the medicine, like how the process is and all of that, to go hunt for the medicine and walk in the jungles, fucking listen to the fucking tigers all around you. Like shit like that.
Yeah, I'm good.
In the night. With a candle.
Yeah, you good. No, bro, I'm good. Let me stay here, bro. I like this, all this
bro,
light.
Honestly, my trip to the jungle at that time was so fucking naive that not to think about it, I went with my friend Brian, and he says, he's like, bro, you know what? We're fucking nuts. We could have died. And then I would think about it, he's like, I will never fucking do this shit again. I was like, if you go, you're going to be on your own. And I'm like, I'll go again. But then I think about it, I was like, bro, you know what, bro? I am not going there. I mean, I don't need to.
You already did it, though.
I mean, I did it, yeah. But what I'm saying is
crazy,
like,
though. That's crazy
I would
that you
go
actually
if I'm invited and I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's nothing to fuck with because.
No, but that's crazy. Like,
because you're dealing in Colombia at that time, or like there's parts of Colombia, bro,
that are still.
It's very serious because you got the guerrilla. That's one. The how do you say that in English? Like the guerrillas, but
the guerrillas.
Paramilitares.
Yeah, they're not really military. They're
like their own
fucking
army, basically. Not
it's like it's like the people's army type thing. Like
so they say.
Yeah, but that's what they're supposed to. What is it? The FARC. The FARC.
So you have them, and then you have all the fucking brujerias going on over there because it's like shamans attacking shamans, and then you got the government. And then you got all the malandros in those fucking little pueblos.
In the little towns, yeah.
And so you come, stress, just a slight that you don't look like you're from here. You could get kidnapped, dude.
Hey, I'm good.
See what I'm saying? But I got lucky that when I was in Cali, I met some old men. Yeah, he's passing out his flyer. Mind you, I went to go see some other dude for a deal. Because I went to Colombia really, bro, to hone in on a deal about superfoods. We want to bring superfoods from Colombia and sell them here into the United States with my friend Seven.
Okay.
You know, because we have a website, we sell products, you know. We want to continue helping people to advance. And
wait, you have a website selling products? He had at the time.
And
okay.
I was working with him side by side, so I was kind of like the guy that he would send off to go do things,
gotcha,
you know?
gotcha.
So that was my mission in Colombia, really.
Yeah.
But my mission ended when I met this fucking old man.
So you deviated and ended up meeting this old man.
Saw me, looked at me, smoked the tobacco, and invited me to a prayer. I went to 2 prayers that he did in the New University of Cali. They sold a lot of drugs there, so he was asked to come. This dude had never stepped out of the jungle. They asked him to come and clean the energy of the school, because a lot of people are using heavy drugs there. And that's exactly what we did, and that's exactly what I witnessed.
Wait, okay, so you guys went to the university to clean it up? Like this?
No, I went to go meet this guy.
No, I'm saying, but you went with him so he could do that job?
Yes, because
and you witnessed
I
that?
was in Bogota, and I was looking for a farmer that had a certain amount of products.
Okay.
So some guy in Bogota goes, oh, my uncle has them, whatever. You should go to Cali and go see him. But I'm from Cali, so I was like, well, let's go to Cali. I'll see my family, and let's go see this guy. So I met this guy like at a fresh market, you know. And then in there, he's talking to some guys holding these flyers. And then he tells me, he's like, you know something I feel? You need to talk to this guy.
Oh, fuck.
And then I'm like, okay.
So for you, it's been a game of like, all right, go talk to this guy, go talk to that guy. This guy's going to let you know. And
yeah, bro.
And it's a game of like.
That's what I was saying about wisdom. You just kind of have to like step into your life and fucking walk like a fucking.
But not everybody gets that though. Like,
well,
okay,
no, I'm just saying.
So how come there's people that. Okay, because we talked about it before. There's people that downgrade. There's people that upgrade. There's people that just stay stagnant, that don't advance, that don't move, that don't.
Well, if I would have not taken the chance of really listening to my dream and gotten the message, you know, because
there's people that
you know where I was gonna lead. I was gonna be pimping hoes and probably either in jail or dead.
Yeah.
So it was like a nick of time to save my fucking life. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically. I mean, I was popping guns for stupid reasons.
Agreed. Agreed.
Exactly. So it was just a matter of time that on some stupid shit I could have just gotten killed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had an altercation with syndicates and booby trap or whatever. Anyways, so things like
good.
this.
Yeah, bad things. Yeah, bad situations over stupid shit. I get it.
So whatever, bro. I met this old man, ran these prayers. He invited me to his home. I looked at my brother. He goes, hey, bro, if you want to go, let's go. And we went, and it was really life-changing. That's when I think that, because I was very confused still eating medicine. I was like 3-4 years in, just drinking medicine a lot. And I was still having a lot of confusion about my life, myself, who I am, and what I'm doing. What the fuck is all this? And these weird people I'm around, you know? But then somehow meeting this guy aligned everything. Aligned where I was, who I was meeting, what was going on, what I was getting myself involved, that I was being
so everything started making sense.
A little bit more, yeah, a lot more, very profound.
Yeah.
And then also, there was a level where I feel that he helped me align certain aspects of myself where I feel like I had a better foundation inside myself. You know, as a man, as a human being, and as an energetic spirit, you know, as a spirit myself, and my spirit being awake within this body, and realizing these things that it wants to get involved, and also to watch out for the things, because just because it's spiritual and it's helping you, you're also kind of like in fucking war zone, bro.
Yeah.
Because spirituality is also can steer very dark, very fast, bro. You don't even know what door you went into.
Yeah.
You know. So I think he was like an angel, you know, like helped my life, you know.
Awesome.
And so yeah. And rest in power. He died last year.
He passed away?
Yeah, 111. I met him at 106 years old.
111?
Yeah, when I met him, he was 106 years old. Yeah.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
And I bet you he was active until probably the day that he passed away.
He died actually going to Mexico for the second time he left the jungle. Mind you, this man never left the jungle. Only the time that I met him.
And he left to go teach, to pass down the knowledge?
Yeah. Well, to share the knowledge. Yeah.
Well, yeah, pass it down, because if he doesn't show it to somebody, nobody's gonna know it.
This is what happens. Yeah.
So you're that's a big. It's a big responsibility because your job is to pass this down.
Well, I don't know. This is,
Well, I mean, right now.
Well, yeah, in a formal way, yeah.
But is that what you're about to start doing? Is that what you want to do?
Guess
Like you want to be a medicine man?
I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, yes.
Is that the goal?
I mean, there's an interest there.
But that's what I'm asking because you have said like there's things that I have aligned and I know what my goal, right?
Now I could say that.
Yeah. So that's
go
your
into that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So after that, like, there was other things that I needed to. After Colombia, I actually took about 2 years of a break from the medicine. Like I said, no more medicine, no more of these circles, and I focused on money. I did very well for myself. I went and started building solar gardens, like huge, massive solar gardens.
Solar gardens.
Yeah, it's like fields of fucking solar panels.
Okay, gotcha.
To harness energy and then sell it to the city, basically. Yeah, so I started doing this, and then wind turbines. I started getting, and mind you, I had a job of an engineer. I'm not even a fucking engineer.
Why? How the fuck did you do that?
Exactly, bro.
I
don't know how the fuck
the universe works in mysterious ways, right? Well, I got a job as an engineer. So where'd you study? I didn't. The universe took me here.
Bro,
it's the truth, right?
Yeah,
shit, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Nah, I can see it.
So when I was in that time of that, I remember I was in a room. My room that I had rented in some town of fucking middle of nowhere. In Kansas, I think I was in that time. And the voice said that it was time to wrap my things up and head back to Miami. That I needed to kind of wrap things up with unfinished business in Miami. And I know it was directly connected with my kids. I mean, you know this the story and the drama and all that shit. So that's what brought me to Miami.
So your kids brought you to Miami.
Well, the message.
The
message.
Okay, gotcha.
And to try to complete certain things and face it.
So you packed your shit up over there and then...
I left the job, bro. I left a really good paying job. I was making like $2,000 a week. I remember 1 month I had 10 grand. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's not.
It is. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's good as fuck.
Good.
10 grand, shit. So, but you never said to pack it up.
So I came back, and I came back just to do some paperwork and then head back to work. But that didn't happen, and I let go of the job. And then one friend of mine, his name is, he probably be listening to this at some point or another. I won't share his name, but a very dear friend of mine. He invited me to a Kundalini class. And I've had Kundalini class with this particular teacher, but I opened up to it. But these classes, they're more open, like gratuity in a way. They're like, you don't necessarily have to pay. You show up. It's called sadhana practice. Sadhana in Kundalini terms, I'll explain it now. But sadhana in general, the word sadhana just means morning practice. So any morning practice, like let's say you wake up and come to the gym, that's your sadhana. You know.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's directed in a specific time of the day. They call it a witch hour. And it's one term. This time is between 3 and 4 in the morning, a little bit before sunrise.
Okay.
They say that the realms, this matter realm, this third dimension and fourth dimension, fifth dimension, is where like the doors line up. And so you're in a specific time where basically the forces are at perfect balance. And so a door opens up at that point where you can have more of spiritual experiences available to you if you're waking up and, engaging in it,
Gotcha.
So Kundalini practice consists of a lot of asanas, which are postures, and then breath work, and then chants. And so Kundalini sadhana, known as Aquarian sadhana, was brought to the world, or to the Western world, by Yogi Bhajan, famous dude. You can look him up on Google. So the teacher that was leading all of this, his name is Sadhu. And Sadhu means, the word Sadhu means discipline, or a person that is disciplined. The dude is fucking massively disciplined. It's fucking crazy. I think this guy's amazing, very quiet, doesn't really say much, but man, beautiful heart and that was mind blowing. Like I went for a day, I didn't stop going for 120 days. So I did this for 120 days.
120 days.
I woke up, drove fucking to Miami Beach every morning for 30 minutes, and every day. I was dates that my family would have a party in the night. I didn't sleep, and I went straight to fucking sadhana.
Damn.
And so at this time, I wasn't working, but I had some money. You know, I had accumulated a good amount of money, so I didn't work. I was paying all my bills, and I would get little side hustles. I started doing construction, you know, just to make extra money. But I didn't have a set job, so I had time, and I was going to the gym 2 times a week. And I think we ran into each other.
Yeah, we had talked. We had run into each other at the gym.
I was
yeah,
like
ripped.
getting, bro. Imagine, bro. I was doing. This,
yeah, I remember you told me.
I was doing this yoga shit, and then also that, bro. My body was like, and that did a fucking another thing to me. Like it popped me into a whole nother level because I was like, I remember one of those days I was fucking crying, lifting. I don't know, bro. It was probably more than 500 pounds in my legs, and I was just broke down. And I broke down.
Yeah.
You know? Like people do in the gym, they'll throw up or something, whatever. Just you break the threshold, down, and then I could see how like it's all bullshit. Like there's no limit to what you can do.
Oh, definitely not.
There's none. And so I was like, wow, bro. And so, but I also I feel that I could push my body so much in the gym is because I was burning so much lactic acid with the breath work.
With the breath work, yeah.
And then my energy was just reaching high levels. So I had like real vivid spiritual experiences in the class, bro. And so that's what kept me going.
Oh.
And so I learned another potential, you know, another tool, you know. Later on, I went and became a Kundalini Yogi instructor.
Okay.
You know?
So you're certified to do Kundalini Yoga.
Yeah. So in that process, eventually got with a lover, you know. And I had a relationship. I think you might have met her.
Yeah, I got to meet her.
So that was. Now we're into my last 3 years, bro.
Okay.
You know, of my
entire. I think I saw you. The last time I saw you was like around maybe 3.5 years ago, when I still had the school. So you had gone by the school. We talked a couple of times, and then we
even talked about you doing this. You were talking about this show,
bro. I'm telling you, I've been trying to do this forever, bro. And I've been telling you because I wanted you to do it with me.
Yeah,
there you go. See,
there you go. So then, so yeah, man, and so in the last years, I feel like I came back more into being more human. Like I started like normal stuff, like having a job and doing the family thing, and I needed it. Like I kind of told the universe in a way, fuck all this spiritual shit and this fucking stuff and initiation. I'm done. Like I was fed up. I was fed up being pulled here and pulled there. Then I didn't know, but shit, you get what you ask for, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful what you ask for, but you really do always get what you ask for. Whether you ask for it directly, unconsciously, consciously, you always get what you ask for. So
well, that's the thing. The people ask with the mouth, but not consciously.
Yeah. But I think in the last few years, it allowed me to slow down and get very grounded and arrive. You know, I think I went very far. You know, and so I arrived and ups and downs. Very hard last 2 years. Not this November that passed, but the one before. So 2 November, a year ago, I fucking fell from a mountain with my car in California. I almost fucking died.
How the hell did you fall from a mountain, bro?
From a bridge. The bridge didn't have no rails. It was fucking dark. It was foggy. I didn't even know it was a fucking bridge. All I know is that my car started flipping, and I could have sworn that I was just like on the edge of the mountain, upside down, and any moment that we move, we're just gonna start tumbling down the mountain. Luckily, when we got off the car, the floor was like about 10 feet away.
Wow.
And so out there you had the redwoods, the sequoias, and all that stuff. So those big ass trees grabbed my car. That's how the car didn't slam into rocks, and we didn't fucking crack our neck.
Who was there in the car? It was you. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt, bro.
Miracle, bro, because falling off of
But guess what? Before me heading to California, I put a prayer with a tobacco that I wanted to be blessed by some birds. Like I called in some birds, you know, I want to, you know, bless me with some feathers and all this stuff, whatever, so I can continue to do my work and all that stuff. I come into California, bro, from Utah, and I ran into 4 fucking hawks on the road. I picked them up. They were dead.
No way, bro.
Yeah. And then I ran into an owl. I picked up the owl. Then I ran into another hawk on an intersection. I didn't pick it up, bro, because at that time I was already scared. I was like, bro,
What's up with all these birds, bro?
well, I was just like, bro, at this point, I'm like, bro, it's a lot of birds. What about a cop sees me? Because maybe I can get into trouble. I just didn't want to get into trouble.
Yeah, got you.
You know? So I left the bird there. But later, while on my 3 months in California, I found another bird, another road. So this is what I was saying.
Are those signs?
Yes.
Like, okay,
Yes,
wait, no, because I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, and this happened to me twice, probably in the last month, right? So the other day, no, actually 3 times, right? The other day, Claudia goes and sunbathes at Tropical Park.
Yeah.
We got like a little area.
I know. You guys
where she goes hides,
yeah.
right? So she was sunbathing, whatever, and I was watching, and I saw a hawk going into the water trying to catch fish, right? So I saw him that day. We left that day. The next day I was driving, getting off the Palmetto into Miller, right? Which is right next to the park, right next to Tropical Park. And on top of one of the lights, one of the street lights, there was a hawk. It was not a hawk, it's an osprey. It was an osprey eating a fish, right? And I almost pulled over because I wanted to take a picture of it, but obviously I was driving, so I couldn't, just stop. Then 2 days after that, I saw another osprey on the Palmetto going north on 25th, like if you're going to the airport, another osprey on the side of the road eating a bird.
No way.
Yeah. It's like I seen like 3 or 4.
Look it up. Osprey, spirit animal, and it's gonna give you the message that you need.
I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna forget.
Just look it up. Later. Spirit animal or totem animal. Put osprey or whatever the animal is.
I'm pretty sure it's
Google
osprey
it.
Because I know
tons of websites. Come
okay,
out
gotcha. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
So bro, like the signs are there. But it's funny because California has a weird magic, like those mountains, like it gives you, but it takes something. And so, I took my car, but I also was troubled, bro. I was feeling. Okay, so back in the days before this awakening, I was really feeling like I didn't want to live, bro.
Okay.
I had my kids, I had money, I had cars, I had bitches, and I was super miserable, That same feeling came back around that time I was in California. Like my life, I was like in a space where I'm like, what the fuck, I've done all this shit. What the hell's going on? Like, I'm fucking completely lost. Like, I'm grateful for all of the stuff that's happened to me and what has not happened to me, but like really, like how is all this adding up? Like where all this is going,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a normal human thing to be in a space like that and to ask. You don't need to be having these experiences to ask this. I mean, any human being asks these things, right? I was in a space, bro. I was in a space, and so I decided to leave to California for some money, and it took my car, but I think what I feel is that it put me in a scenario where I could lose my life, and that actually made me live again. Like it made you
value your life.
It made me taste, because I've had conversations with death, and I'm not ready to die. I ain't gonna die anytime soon, and that was like a big thing, like at that time, and I went through very spiritual thing up there in those mountains. Yeah, I came back, bro. And
I don't know, crashing like that has to be scary, bro.
I came back, and in the last, I'd say, year, I've been trying to clean myself up again. I didn't go full throttle with like the aggressive cleanses, but I started doing some cleanses. I started working more directly with the fire in these ceremonies that we have here locally in Miami. And I started working with a brother of mine that was gonna come today, and he's helped me. He's been a really instrumental, like, brother, helper, guide, teacher, friend, in these ways and these understanding that and he's much older than me. Yeah. And I think we all need that, we all
definitely. Everybody needs a guide.
Your partners here,
Well, they're my coaches, so they're my guides.
But you share.
That's exactly what it is.
Things and wisdom,
more than
bro.
that.
They have wisdom. They have years.
Listen, not only they're your coaches, because a lot of times people see coaches as like somebody that's just there to help you out when you fight, but they're not. They're there to help you out through everything. Mm-hmm. They give you life advice. They're there when you're doing really bad, when you're doing good, when you lose, when you don't lose. They're always there. You know, they normally don't turn their. I mean, there's bad coaches. I'm not saying there's bad people everywhere, but you know, my coaches have been there through thick and thin. You know, like I can't complain about them, man. They're good people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so that's I guess I have my brujo coach.
Yeah, right. It's a coach. It's a life coach. At the end of the day, bro, you're spiritual coach.
Yeah.
You know.
So I have my alliances, and I have real great friends that came through. You know, in my hard times and this and that.
So what are you guys doing now? You're doing circles now, like you're.
Well, we've been doing circles for the last 15 years.
And how can people find about this? Like if somebody wants to. Like somebody wants to find out how to get into this.
You know how like yoga now, like fucking it's everywhere.
Everybody does yoga.
Remember back in those days, I was talking about being vegan. They were looking at me like I was an alien.
Well, I thought you were fucking crazy.
To fucking be a
but
vegan.
it is true because back then it was like, damn, what's wrong with this guy? Like he's not eating.
I know. They were like, look at you, look skinny, you're gonna die.
Like, because back then everybody was about the, let's get a little.
Well, the Latin version, like if you're fucking fat or a little rellenito, you're healthy.
Yeah. Está rellenito el niño.
Te falta arroz con
But yeah, I remember. I mean, me and Corey were talking about it. We were like, "Oh, what's going on here? He's getting skinny, And then you disappeared, and then I didn't see you forever, man. And then you came back, But it's cool to see the process because I've seen the process from because I've known you forever, like.
Bro, since I was a kid, bro. You were like our.
I was. You
were like our.
But I wasn't that much older. Like
but still, like in the neighborhood, I remember like you, Bebe. Yeah. You guys were like a little older, 4 years older.
Yeah. I still see Bebe every once in a while.
But like
the
for the kids, we were kids. Like you guys were like fucking the guys. You know what I'm saying?
I was like 17, not knowing shit.
Fucking kicking ass all over the place.
Yeah, but still, I didn't know shit. It was just
like for us was that was like. A lot of us didn't even have fathers,
Dude, I gotta think about it. So I had this.
You guys were like a father figure, in one way or the other, good or bad. It doesn't matter, bro. It's just what we had.
It wasn't bad because you
guys were really great people.
We never. At least me, I never put you. I mean, besides Graf.
You remember Troll? You remember Troll? Troll was one of them too. Troll used to come and break dance with us. Troll actually saved me from getting my ass kicked by what was that nigga's name that he ended up coming out like in America's Most Wanted and
which one?
He used to rob everybody in the neighborhood, bro.
Oh my god!
You know him? I forgot. Corey knows this guy's name. But anyways,
I will have to know his name.
I was getting. This guy was like hawking me in the Ruben. Playing basketball when we used to break dance, and then Troll noticed, and he's like, "Bro," and I go, "Bro, this guy's tried to drop my chain, or he took my ball one time," and then I go, "Bro, like like I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I go home." And the nigga got on my bike and he took care of it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Troll.
Well, yeah, that is the neighborhood older guys.
Bro, he was like you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Because I wasn't the oldest one. Because my brother was older than me, and there were a couple of guys that were older than me. But I just did what I had to do. Like I wasn't. My brother was more into doing other shit. Like he had his substance problems. So he drank, he did his shit, but I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was always clean. Like I was always like I'm not doing shit because
you didn't do nothing.
Not a damn. You know why? Because I want. But there's a reason why I didn't do anything, bro. Like I can see, like right. So when people started doing graph and like there's guys that fucking got fucked up to be able to go paint. Like I didn't need that, bro. I wanted to be completely aware of what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So the less I had in me, the more aware I was gonna be while I was painting. And I never really got in trouble. The times that I got in trouble were because I trusted the wrong person. It was never because I got caught painting out.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It was always because like some stupid shit happened, And at the end of the day, whatever, you pay for stupid shit that you do. Yeah. My mom told me, bro. My mom and my dad told me, it's like you sleep with little kids, you wake up,
Cagao.
And, there you go. Yeah. So, I remember that day.
My boss is the same shit.
It came true. It just, it became.
I remember the event that actually started to change your perspective on who you were hanging around with, and then I think a little bit after that you had your kid, and then
no, I had my kid already. When that happened, I had my kid already.
Oh, you had your kid already? No, because you had just broken up
with
his sister.
You're right. You
had just broken up with his sister and you got with your baby mom.
I was with this chick and then, we didn't, I didn't have the baby.
Yeah, right after that, you had your kid and then after that, you got into the fighting. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, but I didn't get into it right away because I painted for a little bit with Cord till, because when that shit happened was like 99. 99 or 2000. I don't remember. When I came back to painting,
We
it was
remember, motherfucker.
yeah, bitch ass. Ooh, trust me, I know you there. Oh man. You know, it's crazy because he still won't admit it.
I know.
You know,
it's
like
it's all good.
I know, bro. You know, I
The
don't
real
stress it.
niggas,
But
everybody knows, like the real motherfuckers.
No, not everybody knows, dog. Like
Well,
there's people
no.
that you know what happens. Like at the end of the day, like you
Those
you
that
went
know,
through.
know.
You know because you went through it. Skelly went through
there
it
that night. I just
but I'm
didn't
saying,
get-
but you didn't. Nothing happened to you because Skelly covered your ass,
Yeah.
and because I covered your ass. But if it was up to that cat, your name was on the paper.
Oh yeah, remember
Okay.
I remember I was
Not
fucking
just
running in the
your
golf
na-
course
listen,
and there's
not just
helicopters.
your name,
Bro, there was
Frank's
helicopters
name.
looking
I
for
know.
us. Helicopters.
It's
bro.
stupid, dog. It's stupid. It's
Anyways.
stupid. You know, for graph.
I know.
At the end of the day, but you know what? You learn, bro. You learn. You
were the
know?
best at it.
Oh yeah, we got down. We got down. We did our thing.
Shit.
We knew how to do our thing. You know, it was a different time though.
Good times, bro.
Yeah. No, I look at pictures still. I'm like, damn. Like, there's some stuff that we did that I'm like, the hell were we doing? What were we thinking, though? You know, I got some crazy story. I was asking you, which one was the crazy story for you? Cause I had some crazy stories. Like I had really bad. Like I'm talking about like canal jumping, like hiding underwater.
Well,
not me necessarily.
Well, I also had other crazy stories that didn't do with
That had nothing to do with graph.
That happened with Court, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. One time we were drinking and we were right there on A Street and a complex, and I don't know what the hell happened. Somebody was with us, and that person got away from the group, and we're like, "Where the hell is this guy?" When we go look, he's getting jumped. Corey gets in his car and he runs the fucking guys over. Then the guys get in their car, and then we're now in a high speed chase in A Street, and I'm on the fucking, I'm outside on the, because he has a,
On the rooftop.
yeah, he has a,
On the sunroof.
he has a little sunroof thing. So I get out and I'm throwing fucking bottles of beer, like beaming them to the.
See,
to the
that's
plate.
what I mean.
I remember I hit the wrong car and I broke the whole entire window.
It's horrible.
We have fucking cops chasing us down the fucking.
See, but that's what I mean. Like, what the hell were we thinking
Bro,
about? Like,
this
why,
guy
bro?
burned his engine on how fast he was pushing the engine to get away from. We got away from the cops, but the engine got fucked up. The car stopped.
Yeah.
And then seconds later, we got ambushed by like 20 cops, and
Damn.
we got roped. We got into jail, and they let us go. Dude, I was like, what the fuck? Nothing happened.
Sometimes it's
They
just
bro, it was the first time in my whole entire life. I've been arrested 10 times in my life, and I walked out of prison, no bond, nothing.
no
And
nothing.
I'm like,
They just let you out. Damn, dog.
wow.
That's a lucky day.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's a lucky day.
They
That
didn't
shit ain't
press
never happened to me.
charges because, I mean, what the fuck they gonna press charges? They started
Yeah.
attacking one of ours, you know? So,
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah, stupid shit that we did, bro. Yeah, bro. I think about it.
But
As-
look, honestly, bro, the spiritual path saved my life, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think so too, though. I saw you. I think the last time I hung around with you before you disappeared was one time that I went out with you and Scully. That we went to the beach. You guys were arguing about nothing, but you guys were going at it.
I don't even remember what the-
no, you're not. You guys were drunk out of your mind. We went to Wet Willie's. We're in Wet Willie's. You guys were arguing. I don't know what. And I remember Frank turned around. And he goes, "They do this all the time."
Bro, remember, like, we got in a bad accident when we
Yeah,
crashed, bro.
yeah.
And
You guys, who
I
was it? Some-
dislocated my
your
hip, bro. My leg
Yeah.
was facing this way. Well, I was in the car like this, but when I get out of the car, cause I'm like, cause we crashed, and I'm like, what happened? And you know, cause we were like kind of like stunned, and then
Yeah.
Scale's like looking at me, and then he's like, and I'm like, I go, Scale, we crashed. You gotta get out of here. And I'm like, let's ride. And then he's like, I can't do nothing. The fucking car doesn't start. He started snapping, and he went crazy. But then
But he had gotten cut, right?
at that moment, he started like fucking passing out. And so at that moment, I was like, oh shit, we have fucking cocaine. We
Yeah.
have all it, because we were selling cocaine. We were like, all this shit, bro. So I grabbed the stuff. I'm on the left lane on A Street. I think it has 4 or 5 lanes.
Yeah, 4.
Well, with the left lane,
Yeah.
I think it becomes 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I opened the door and I Scout, I go, I can't move my legs. And I remember he tells me, he's like, bro, I thought I fucking paralyzed you.
Oh.
And so I throw myself out into the fucking pavement, and I dragged myself like this, like like army people.
Army crawling.
I get to the fucking canal, I dump the drugs, and I just throw myself like that, and that's when I see my leg is like this way. I couldn't move my leg, bro, in excruciating pain. The pain was not from the dislocation; it was because the blood was not flowing, because it was
blocked off.
Yeah, bro, I've never felt more pain in my life than that day. I was fucking.
And even that didn't make you change.
No, that's what I'm telling you, bro. Because
I remember I went to the hospital.
I'm a hard-headed motherfucker when I want to be. I think I listen. I think I'm very open to all kinds of advice. But when I want something, and I was like, yo, pimps and hoes, drugs and money. I'm gonna be a rap mogul.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember exactly.
We were doing it, bro.
Exactly.
We were pimping hoes without knowing what pimping hoes was.
I remember Scully talking about, like, doesn't matter if my baby mama thinks that I'm cheating. Like, I don't care. She knows that I'm gonna be cheating because it's a lifestyle, and like it's okay. And like in my head, I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
We were so fucking brainwashed.
But you know that like I was older, right? So obviously I was already
but you have more common sense.
Yeah, but still, it was like, damn, bro, like, what's going on here? Like, because not everybody grows up, though. Not everybody goes past that life, right? Because I still see it online, bro. I still see guys that are still with their gold teeth, with the same look, talking the same thing that they were talking about in the 90s, and they haven't moved from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could see how that lifestyle could keep going. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in my head, I was like, damn, bro, like, are they going to notice? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to notice? Because, you know, like, I'm not going to be the type of person either to be like, yo, you guys are retarded. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is this?
We were retarded, though.
Yeah, but, like, if I would have come to you guys would have been like, well, fuck this old man. Fuck this guy.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not my place to tell you guys, you know, but you guys figure it out.
Yeah.
At least you figure it out.
Well, it's funny because at that time also court was changing due to the fighting, you know? Like, you were changing.
Me and him.
I mean, several different people.
But
Cheveny. I'm connected now with Cheveny. You know, I brought him to the medicine. Recently.
Yeah.
And
I see him. He's fucking.
We've just been talking, and he's like, bro, yeah, we all started. Like,
it's crazy.
I'm telling you, we started a wave. Like, there was a
bro.
wave at that time where, like, everybody took a direction that was best for them.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe fighting kind of aligned your life a bit better. You know, however it went about.
Yeah.
For me, it was fucking. Kicking
I don't know.
the
I can't
ass
complain
by
about
the
it.
fucking
I'm making a living off of it, dog.
Yeah,
like, I can't complain about it. You know, I could be in a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be miserable. You know, but I love what I do, bro. I teach kids. I don't know how to explain it, though. But like the biggest thing for me was when you guys were bombing the shit out of Miami, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't bombing.
Oh yeah, and then you were like,
you know what I'm saying? But to me, that was like I taught them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I showed them. Like, I would tell them, like, don't put you don't tag your name. Like, tag the crew, and then when you do something big, you put your name. Right? That mentality. Everybody's gonna see the crew.
Mentality.
Everybody's gonna see the crew. So nobody knows who's throwing that crew.
In reality, we were bombers, bro.
100%. I don't like that legal. I don't like it. I've never been able to do it. I did a couple of legals with court, and the one that we did in Haiti.
Remember the billboards we did? We did some billboards. We did fucking highway signs. I love also the trains. The train sessions were the best.
Trains.
We wrecked the trains, you know.
We used to go to the yard and just kill it. Yeah.
I sometimes on the trains, I was like, I wonder if I could see one of the old trains.
you know, they don't come by here no more. You know how they used to come by here and you used to sit there and just.
There's a couple I saw along the years, but like, I mean, it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been so long. I don't think none of my stuff
graph has evolved.
I know
so
Core hit a lot of trains, and I did some. I didn't.
He did another phase after that. Like,
he hit with a couple of other guys. Yeah, he started painting with a couple of other guys, and he still hit way with Vi. He did a lot of trains.
I met Vi in Tallahassee. Yeah. We also bombed some stuff out there.
Yeah, I painted with him here. Yeah, I like him. He's a cool cat. He had a scare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a scare.
He passed, right?
No. He had a scare.
Oh, he had.
He was like really. He got like they found him bad. You know, all messed up. He recovered. You know.
Another one that's like kind of was part of my transformation was Zeno. I mean, I got the
man.
DMT
He's in Colombia.
I know.
He's in Colombia
got
now.
the DMT from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see he's out there in Colombia now.
Yeah, he
Glad
went
he's
through
good.
his journey too.
He's going through it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's still
and he's
going through it.
still-
He's still going through it. You know.
It's crazy, bro. Like we come from like like
It's
a
the same-
lineage of fucking warriors, like the
It's the
clique,
same
you
group,
know,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
tight clique, you know, at least.
We had a good group.
Yeah,
We had a good group.
yeah.
Hey, nothing happened to us, so we're still here.
Alive, bro. For a
Yeah, that's
reason.
what I'm saying. We're still here, so can't be that bad.
Dude, and with all the nights that I fucking died with this medicine, I'm telling you, bro, I know I'm here for a fucking reason, you know? Like, I didn't die in the street. I didn't die with all the accidents. I didn't die when they fucking bust guns
So
at
you
me.
got something to do. There's
I
a,
haven't died yet either, still.
you're still here.
And so, yeah, bro. Bro,
Okay, I'm glad you're still here.
I live my life as straight arrow as possible, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I haven't sold drugs in years, bro. Years. I'm not perfect, you know, and I'm not a saint. I could care less
that's in
to be
the
a
past.
saint.
You had a rough road.
Yeah.
You found your path, and then you.
Yeah, but
switched,
like,
you
yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying. As far as principalities and don't do to others what you don't want to be done to you. Like, I
100%.
learned that to T. You know, like I walk with integrity
Yeah.
and I respect every single human being. Like if it's my brother, my
Worse.
spouse, or my mom.
It should be, no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I like it. You know, I like this way, this path, and I see the youth, and the youth is even more lost than what
I
we were,
agree.
bro. They don't have, at least fuck, I had, I don't know, intellectual gangsters around. Yeah, they were probably not in the best things, but
Not
they were
just
like,
that, bro. They were teaching you some common sense.
yeah,
Some
we were,
common sense.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
common
yeah,
sense
yeah.
is not
Now
out there
it's
anymore.
not even
It's-
common, no, at all.
And loyalty, bro. Loyalty
Yeah,
is
oh,
scarce, bro. That's the one that
At
gets me.
all.
Bro. Like,
There's
there's no loyalty.
I've noticed the only ones that have a code is the old schools. A lot of the new
I
schools
know,
don't
'cause
even know
it's
what
cool
the
to
fuck.
be a troll. It's cool to be, you know,
it's
snitch.
like cool to
It's-
snitch and
I don't
shit.
know, bro.
It's
That
cool
doesn't make
to-
sense to
yeah.
me. But you know what? The youth to the youth, bro. They can do whatever they want. They don't have to be like me. You know, I don't want to change anybody like me, bro. I'm me, so I'm good with being me. As long as I'm good to other people, bro, and I'm respectful and I do to others what they, you know, what I want them to me. That's it. That's all I want, bro.
That's
I don't want
exactly
nobody to treat me bad because I wouldn't want to treat anybody bad.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the goal. So what's the future for you like, bro? What's
Well, well, now I've been instructed by the spirit. I guess I can say that.
Yeah.
Honestly, been a long time learning all of these modalities. I've picked up a trade, I guess, or a gift, working with tantric healing.
okay?
Well, again, bro, tantra. You know, a lot of people have a conception that tantra is just sexual, but actually,
the energy.
the
actual
term
energy?
tantra, it's really by far, like the sexual part is like this minuscule
Gotcha.
to what tantra is, you know. And so I learned a technique with the hands to allow a person to heal and to unlock blockages by orgasming. You know, this man and woman, you know. Also, the man taught me about retention, semen retention. I did practice that for a very long time, not to
Okay.
ejaculate when you have sex. And
Wow.
the man's, you have much, much more power. Women lose their power by their menstrual cycle, but it's also the way that they cleanse their auric field, their whole entire being. You know, that's something they got.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have that. So for us, depleting our semen actually brings not only our energy down, but exposes us to forces of the lower level, like the lower frequency. And also, it makes you kind of retarded because it's like the more you let go of your force, you get closer to death.
Okay.
Picture a candle, so it's like you're burning.
So every time you let go
you're
a little
burning the
bit.
candle from both ends because you're exerting energy by like I don't know, anything, you know, brute force, you know, survival skills, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, and then you can be burning it by too much mental, you know, and so you have to have a balance, you know, and that's why meditation is crucial, you know. It's healthy for, you're not gonna get rid of your ego. You need to put the ego on the passenger seat.
Put it aside, but
Passenger-
recognize that it's there.
Well, you need it. I mean, you need it.
Yeah.
You know, because I tried to kill the ego, and what I was doing, I was killing myself. I was killing my personality. You asked me earlier about hip hop and all that.
Yeah.
That was that phase.
Yeah, because I asked you, because you said, I figured out that I liked other music, for example, but then I asked you, so you don't listen to hip hop?
Well, when I went to Colombia and I was with the old man,
Yeah.
I was fucking trying to be like a Christ,
Yeah.
like pure and fucking stupidity. It's like another.
Yeah.
I stepped from one box to another
Well,
stupidity box.
it's like addiction to addiction, because you go addicted to whatever you were doing to then being addicted to this that you're doing now, and it's not letting you function like a human being.
But then you
really.
realize you're just blocking yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of accepting.
Well, everything in
yourself.
excess is bad, man.
Yeah, but I guess all of it was needed so that
Yeah.
a transition of
course.
experiences happens so that you can align yourself. Sometimes alignment just happens by mistake. It's not even like something you need to do.
Yeah.
You just need to like chill out. Let things.
Just need to chill.
Yeah, you need to let things.
No, that's true. I agree.
And
I
growth,
agree.
bro. Now I'm 37. My birthday is around the corner, like in a few days, and so. You can't compare me at 24 or 26, bro. You haven't even passed your Saturn return, which is from your 27th and to your 30th. And Saturn is like the old man that you're not going to get your gifts. You're not going to get anything until you pass the lesson, until you have learned the lesson. And so at that age, many people go through real big crazy changes. You get me? And so I could have known, let's say, my purpose as a child. I still have to live all those years until I get to this middle ground, Gotcha. I think the 30s and 40s, I mean, you don't have to look at it with spiritual eyes. You can just look at it with just logic. Many people go through like a massive change in their life, like where things start to become more calm, defined, and directed into a way. There's no more fog, And this happens naturally. It's just a natural evolution of your being, But being conscious and doing all these things to trigger or attempting to understand and know, you get a somewhat of a grip of in your life, And I feel that's where I'm at right now, Gotcha. So after all of this and learning, and I've done it, It's not like I haven't done stuff, and help people with this, but I think it's time to stop being quiet about it.
Yeah.
And be more proactive with it, and step it into your power. That's basically my first year of the mountain. It was to gain my power, and I did, and that took me into, because your power is your darkness, but if you grab your darkness, you don't know what to do with it. It's going to do something with you. Yeah. But in order to transform you, now I feel that I'm in a phase where I have direction. So one thing overcomes the next. Gotcha. So fear is the first encounter in your evolution, the first, let's say, 30 years or whatever, however years. Let's not put a time frame. You conquer fear through clarity. So clarity comes with direction, knowing exactly where it is you're going, how you're aiming your arrow, Then clarity gets overcome by power, Ages of 40s to 50s and 60s is when people are pretty much in their position of power of what they're doing, whether that's art, violin, You're pretty well developed at that point. Wisdom or power gets conquered by death or wisdom, meaning like you have accepted that you're going to die one day. You get me? But you're no longer either cared to hold on to being alive and young and all of this, but you're more easier, no worries. Yeah. And so you see people have 70s, 80s, 90s, and you're like, wow, this man is like super wise, And usually some old man looking crazy and quiet and just laughing all the time, There's something there, something that a man a woman has learned, and there's something to. And then at that time, usually these are people that we call elders, teachers, real wise people that are here to guide you, show you the way until they're gone. And that's the beauty of life, bro. That you gotta enjoy the gifts that life gives you, the relationships that it gives you, because when I die, everything that is in me goes with me. Yeah. It can't be replicated. There's no another me out there. You know what I'm saying? There's not gonna be another you. There could be millions of fighters, and there is, but there's none like other rebel.
No, there's definitely none like me.
And so these are the perspectives. What's important in life for me? It's love, family, relationships, these moments, just be in the moment, Yeah. Fuck the rest, and so, yeah.
Sounds good, bro. Yeah. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm glad, bro. I'm glad you had a chance, bro. I really do. You know, because I saw the path where you were going. You know.
So yeah, man, like we run ceremony circles with my brother Kia. He'll be here in one of these talk shows.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have you back because
that motherfucker is crazier than all of us put together. And,
really?
And bro, like he was passed down the medicine, I think at his 30-something or 30.
Wow.
That's very young for that's kind of bro. Like usually, bro, in these traditions, bro, you don't get these positions until like later in your life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, things are different now. I don't know where's nature wants what it's doing, but I do see that nature is like speeding things up and all kinds of stuff are spreading into the world.
What's the reason for that though?
Because it's everything's going quantum, bro. If you notice, I mean, the years feel shorter. You know, the time feels shorter. I think events are faster. I mean, pedophilia is talked about in fucking Hollywood awards now.
Like it's okay. Like if it's okay.
Or it's okay, or like it's like, yo, look, this is something that we're dealing with in fucking the world. Let's stop ignoring the big elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is like now this stuff is not taboo. You know, it's not like, oh wait, this guy's talking some weird shit. No, it's like, look,
you think it's because the internet? You think that the spread
of course, bro,
of information that we're having now?
We're actually in the era of information.
Is that speeding things up?
Yeah, and then in the times where I was learning all of this, at least I was getting firsthand information, bro. I was getting books that you can find. There's books, bro, that they don't make them, and you can look them up on eBay, bro, and they go for almost $250,000, bro. Shit. What's in that fucking book? Who the fuck is going to pay?
What? But wait, what I'm saying? Book of what?
Oh, wait. Secrets. You see what I'm saying?
So only the people that have the money can.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that this wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
You know, now it's accessible. My point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it is.
So we're in a time where, like, I mean, we gotta watch and listen, you know. Also, nature is like talking, you know. So, my point in all of this with the ancestry and these Indians and all, it's like I've learned a lot. I have elders, bro. We have an elder. It's called the Maracame. It's like the shaman version of the Mexican tradition with the peyote. And this is where the peyote is born in Wirikuta.
Okay.
And the society calls these people huicholos. They like these beads.
But let me ask you, a peyote is the San
Cactus.
Pedro?
No, it's a cactus like the San Pedro, but the peyote grows very short and it stays short.
The stubby one.
And it goes wide, okay. You know.
And the
San Pedro grows tall.
Oh, okay. And they use peyote for ceremonies.
And yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's found here in the northern region. In the northern region of like what we call United States, and then in Central America. That's kind of where you find the peyote, or where it grows, right? The San Pedro, it's more from the Andes, from the like high desert mountains in Ecuador, you know, some areas in Colombia, you know, Peru. Exactly.
Is it the same effect?
Similar, but different.
Are most of these medicines related in a way? Like, do they?
Yes. Well, that's
affect
part of
the same kind of way, or do they have to work together?
Well, no. You don't use them together simultaneously. Okay. You can use them together systematically, like one after the other. Okay. In a ceremonial setting for a specific.
So there's
reason.
A certain way that they're.
Yeah, there's a certain protocol to handle the sacrament and the spirit.
Okay.
You know, and the form, and these forms come from ancient times.
And all of these medicines are psychedelic.
Yeah.
All of them.
Most of them, yes.
Yeah. So the visuals.
There's also kambo. Kambo is not psychedelic. You see these dots?
Gotcha. Yeah. I see it.
Dots. I don't know if you can see in the camera.
Yeah.
Kambo is it's the vaccine of the Amazon. It comes from a frog. So the frog secretes from its gland this poison, you know. So they don't hurt the frog. They actually sing a song, and then the frog starts to come out from wherever it's at. And so how
do they figure that out?
I'll explain. And so first, this is how they get it. They get the frog. They gonna pull their legs, and they just with a little piece of like a pallet.
Yeah. They scrape the back, the sweat off the back, the liquid off the back.
Yeah, the
whatever
poison,
they secrete. Yeah.
The poison. It's a poison. That's how the frog defends itself.
Okay.
And then this poison is kind of harness in this pallet. You know, this gets hardened and it kind of like glues into the pallet.
Okay.
And the way that you activate is you put a little bit of water and you start scraping the pallet, and then the poison comes out again.
Okay.
And then so you burn the person superficially with like a piece of stick, just the first layer to expose the inner layer where the blood is flowing through.
Okay.
And then you apply the venom onto the dot that you burned to expose the skin, and then this is like instantly you start to feel like fucking super hot, and like it starts to like close your esophagus, and all your organs starts to look like that, and then sometimes you blow up like the frog. Yeah, like that. Anyways, this has a very una purga, like I'm talking about yellow green stuff coming from your system. So what it does, it basically shuts down your whole immune system, your whole everything, and it restarts it. So it's kind of like orgasm, or like the moment you were born. You know, it's like every cell, every atom is saying there's gonna be life. Like, let's turn on. And so that's what happens. So it's a reboot, and so it literally reboots the DNA.
Shit.
Yeah, any damage done by conventional vaccines, it fucking eliminates it. People have cured people with AIDS, cancer, critical diseases.
And why is this kept down? Like, why is this not being used?
A lot of, I think certain things are kept for a reason. There's universe knows why. Like, maybe it's timing. There's an agenda, you know, like governments get involved, and obviously, where do you think all these medicines, pharmaceuticals come from? From the Amazon, bro. From plants that they know that are healing. Then they take the properties and replicate them in a lab synthetically, and they give you the fucking hybrid shit instead of giving you the nature stuff, you know. And this is why marijuana is fucking degree 1 of, you know, drugs, and fucking marijuana has never killed not one fucking person in life, nor has everybody died from cancer or smoking marijuana.
Well, it's a misinformation.
But then in every corner, you got a pharmacy and a liquor store in every fucking hood or Hispanic and black communities, and that alcohol kills, I don't know, like, I think it's like 100-something people an hour, or it's like crazy, like what alcohol does, right? Yeah. But it's everywhere. You know,
it's legal.
And it's legal. My point, you know.
As long as you're 18, you can. What is it? 21. I'm sorry. You can. Drink.
Why are things the way they are? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think things are getting rectified, like this prophecy. And so I was mentioning earlier that there's a prophecy the Hopi Indians have said. One of the Indians tribes that has. I mean, many tribes have different prophecies, but they all kind of mean the same thing. The prophecy that we push through our understanding and teaching and these medicines and the altars and spreading this is, they call it the condor and the eagle. So they said, the natives or the ancient ones has said that there will be a time, and that time we're living it right now. Every single human being is living it, where the heart and the mind will meet, or you could say man and woman will meet, the energy principles, or you could say the teachings from the north will meet the teachings from the south. So now, for the first time, and who knows, or maybe never, you're seeing a Sundance being done in the jungle, which doesn't come from there. Done. You get me, bro? Traditions never. When the shit happened in Dakota, right, with the water, bro, like 3 years ago, that the whole thing,
the Flint,
the
Flint.
Well, the other one that they were fucking doing the pipelines, and they were taking all the land, and they were fucking
where the guys
abusing
came
the
out with
Indians. That time, bro, there was tribes that had problems, bro, ancestral problems. For the first time in history, bro, you had the high chiefs in the same teepee, fucking shaking hands, bro, praying together for life. So why do these bad things happen in a good way? They're bringing us together,
bringing people together.
You see what I'm saying? So we're living the prophecy. Is my point, you know. So I'm an advocate, bro. I give my life for this shit. I give my life to
change your life. So
I give my life because this gave me life, and I know people need it, and then so I don't go out there telling people do this, do that. I could care less what you do, you know. But those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, we're here to help, you know. That's what it is.
Awesome. And how can people contact you and get in contact with you?
Like best my Instagram. I'm more of an Instagram than a Facebook.
Okay.
But my Facebook, I think my name comes out as Lucho Diaz.
Lucho Diaz.
Yeah, and then in Instagram is Lucho El Artesano. So Lucho _L.
Okay.
_.
I'll be writing it down on the screen so everybody can see it.
And so there with like when it comes to ceremonies, we don't promote it like online, like you know, like.
But they will be able to message you directly and ask you for the information.
Yeah, we
do. Interested.
Oh, so there's a lot of medicine in Miami. Many people come nowadays.
I wanted to ask you, how do you weed out the fakes? Because I know how long you've been on this shit. So I know how long you've been doing it, but like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that found out about this shit yesterday and they're already selling you pure, right?
So
I mean that's the business, no?
I feel a lot of respect for it, for life, you know. Like I try not to get into the gossip and the blaming and the pointing. I did it before, but it really doesn't serve me and it doesn't serve anyone, you know. So who cares?
No, but what I'm saying, how do you spot it?
But that's what I was gonna get at, you know. So in a way, there's a danger I feel to where all of this is going, you know. I mean, there's a concern, not a danger. I don't want to. There's a concern in me where all this is going, but there's nothing I can do, bro. You know.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to
control my
stop it,
life. So, but then I can control my life. So then I step forward and I do what I think is best or how I've been taught, you know, and work with integrity, you know. And that's all I have to offer. It's me and the people that I work with, that I trust with my life. If not, we take our children there, bro. Our children are born right there with the fire on a sweat lodge and everything, bro.
That's awesome.
See what I'm saying? Like we don't
dedication.
talk about it, do we? We're like the real thing. It's funny because we're waiting for the Indians to come, and then you just find yourself you are the fucking Indian. You are the Jesus Christ that you've been fucking waiting for. There's no one that's coming to do it for you, bro.
Well, and if you keep waiting, you're just gonna die waiting. That's the sad part, right? Because there's a lot of people that wait, bro. And they ask around and nothing comes. So that's a scary part.
So my brother Kia, he's a medicine man, and he runs our peyote ceremonies. His spouse Juliana, she does ayahuasca ceremonies. We have Cambo. We have.
Let me ask you: you got to be certified to be able to do those, right?
Well, what certification?
Well, I mean, but
amongst. No certification.
But I'm saying like you got to be experienced doing it in the sense that you've been out there doing it for years.
At least what at least do you need somehow? You know how I would think. This is how I feel about it. You just need a lineage behind it. You need people that if someone gave you this, bro, and gave this responsibility to you, you had to adhere to your teacher and those tribes that passed this down to you, and so that's your backup, bro.
So that's
your license.
So that's where you're getting to. So I would have to ask you what's your lineage? If I'm trying to see if you're real, I would ask you what's your lineage.
So I have a really strong lineage with I guess with the medicine that comes from ayahuasca, that comes from Colombia. That is called the yahe. You know, we call it yahe over there. It's like it's more like a slang term. Obviously, each Indian tribe, a native Indian, has a dialect to call the plant, which is nothing of what the world is calling it, you know. Now the other term is ayahuasca. So yes, there's many types of ayahuascas. They're all the same. They all come from a vine it's called un bejuco, and then the other one comes from a chacruna or chagropango that's called from Colombia. So each chagropango or each chacruna have different properties of DMT. This is what gives you the visual.
Well, one has DMT, the other one has activates it in your body.
It activates it, and also it's the aspect that's going to clean you. You know, so
I thought it was like an inhibitor. Like your body has a blocker, and that inhibits it to activate. Right?
Yeah, it is. It is, but it also plays
activates
a part
everything else on
the healing. So when you first come and drink, usually like the first ceremony or the first drink in the night. Sometimes they give you 3 drinks. tends to clean you first, you know, get out all the rubbish and the garbage. So when a person gets invited, they get an email and they get instructions on how they should handle themselves, especially with food intake.
Yes.
Things to do's and don'ts before a prayer. So if you follow the things, or if you're a person, let's say you've already been on the path of self-discovery or health, then you're pretty good. You know, you take care of your body, you know, maybe your colon is not so dirty, you know, you're going to have a great time, you know. So it's just about that. So it's simple stuff, bro.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
you need to,
it's
like, if you carry some
preparation.
heavy shit, bro, then you can just be man enough, just, you know, tying up your pants, your panties,
Right,
and
you're gonna have to fucking
and
go
show
through
up
it.
and go through it and get it out of the way, and then have the blessing, you know, have the healing, the blessing that you need, and then that's
So
it.
the goal is not to be scared about it, bro. Just go through it. Fucking suck
There's
it up.
nothing
It's
to be
part of-
scared about, bro.
that's
But you know
I'm
what
saying,
the fear
just
is?
suck it up
You
and go.
know what fear is, bro? It's just scared of the unknown because it's so new.
Well, that was
and,
my-
like,
when
everybody's just scared of like taking the leap. But once you take the leap, you're gonna laugh at yourself of what's the nonsense.
It is, but that leap is hard, right? So,
But
like, for
but
me,
what is in life not hard? This is my point.
Everything is hard. You're 100% right, but that leap is always hard. That leap is that initial. You know, I'm gonna try this.
But you know what neurolinguistics is, right?
No.
It's like neural networks in your
Okay,
mind. You know?
gotcha.
You know? That's also like this idea that you have of being hard. It's just an idea. You could rewire that.
Yeah.
Sometimes experiences, it takes that, or you go sit with yourself and literally reprogram your mind and change all the
But
fucking.
that takes time.
No.
No.
Yes and no. It also takes attitude. It takes like, okay, I'm gonna do this and wholeheartedly do it, and it just happens.
Yes.
That's it.
Well, yeah. I said I was gonna have a podcast, and boom.
There you go.
That's how it works, right?
So I guess like what we could be, or what we can say, I consider myself like a bridge builder, you know, a bridge for people, you know, and like a pillar of light, like a signpost on the path of life to help you this way, that way. I'm not saying I know the way. I'm just saying that I have
a guide,
bro.
I can show you my
I can
way.
tell you things that, look, bro, if you do it like this, you're gonna save yourself so much headache and pain and pressure. And look, if you do this one and this one, and if you do it in this combination, bro, you're gonna have an amazing life. So that's it. That's all of that. And then you do it. You know, I'm not here to tell people, look, follow my path or follow these beliefs, or like the whole path just tells you how it is, you know. Like
everybody should have their own path.
Like medicine people that walk with integrity or whatever, or most people, bro. I mean, everyone's good, bro. Everybody has great intentions on what they're doing. Always, they'll say it. They're like, really, the shaman here is the medicine. Not even the medicine man is gonna call himself a shaman. Like, medicine people don't like to have this like, oh, I'm so like, because it's nonsense at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, go fucking 4 days without food and water and watch how real it fucking gets.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Like, you're going to see the potential
we don't
who
do it,
you are, bro.
We don't do it for that long. We do when we're cutting weight, right? So you seen guys cutting weight for fights. When we're cutting weight, we can go 2 days without food.
I mean,
you know, 2 days without food,
has
without
told
water.
me that with these drastic things, like he's experienced spiritual.
Yeah,
I mean, I bet you a bunch of fighters do, and they don't say about it. They don't talk about it, or they.
No, you'd be surprised, bro.
Yeah?
You'd be surprised the amount of people that are here. They're very, very. I want to say awoken. I don't know if that's the right term, but I mean they're very
woke.
open to different things because of the experiences that they had here. You know, and you know, we got all different types here.
What remember when we spoke and we talked about maybe a gym. Now I talked to Che about it.
Yeah.
I'm available to step into a space of integration for men, especially for men, where we can integrate many things. And I don't plan to do this myself. I don't think no man can do anything himself. I think you need a tribe for everything. But I think that we have like-minded individuals with great talents, great perspective, you know, just great men, you know?
Yeah.
And we all have strengths and weaknesses in different places. And I think like a Voltron, we come together to bring about a massive healing, not only for ourselves but collectively for the human race. So I think creating some kind of retreats where man can learn about semen retention, man can learn about how really to treat a woman and stimulate her from point A to point B when it comes to tantra, you know, instead of just sticking your dick and just having some pleasure and then sex being meaningless, because sex is actually the most sacred magic that exists in this whole entire fucking universe, because not even plants, insects, bacteria, nothing fucking happens without the interaction of sex between two opposites, two forces, right? And so there's magic there, you know. Every single human being, that's something that was weird when I was a little kid. Nobody fucking can tell me where the fuck we go when we die. Nobody had a solid. I thought it was the most weirdest thing. There's fucking adults, people that call themselves adults, and nobody knows what the fuck to tell a child.
Well, you tell them the truth. You pass away, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what is the truth.
That is just a fucking nonsense, bro.
But what is the truth, though?
Well, I have some answers for the children.
Yeah, go ahead, tell them. Huh? Let the children know.
Well, first of all, I believe we're eternal. You know,
but your spirit doesn't die.
No, you don't.
Okay,
because I come out of the body.
But your physical body does. So that's the explanation that they're looking for. Because when people die, I've come out of the
body, bro. I've experienced the death.
How do you do that?
Just spontaneously happened. Why did it happen? Oh, it's gonna happen. Some point, you know,
just freak out.
I think certain things need to happen for a certain reason, you know.
Yeah,
for certain reasons that are aligning.
Well, I've had my experiences. I'm not saying that
you have shared a little bit that some weird experiences has happened in the moment of act of love.
Yeah,
you know. So there you go. That's what's so spontaneous for you, and it brought visions or whatever, and understanding, and you work with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like this whole thing associated with fighters because I consider myself a warrior. I mean, Lewis, the name Lewis means warrior. You can look it up.
Okay.
Look up the etymology.
Well, that's my brother's name too. So my dad's name, my grandfather's name. Everybody in my family is Lewis.
So in Toltec wisdom, there's a ancient culture before the Mayans, before the Aztecs, possibly before the Olmecs. And so the Olmecs come from Africa. And there's Olmec,
big heads.
Big heads are found in fucking the Yucatan.
Big nose, big lips. Exactly. They look like Africans.
And so it's bullshit. This whole thing with fucking of Christopher Colon. You know, we were fucking communicating with the fucking
100%.
The royal families of the planet, which is the fucking 4 races. You know, and each race has its power.
Can we go there? Okay, so what are the 4 races?
The colors of the wheel, you know, black, white, yellow, and red. Red, let's say, is the red man, the Indian man, or what Columbus named us Indians. You know, let's say that's the red.
And those were the 4 different.
That's the red. That's like native.
No, right? But I'm saying you had 4 different races.
Yeah, and the black is the black, the melanated man. You know, the fucking the primal material. You know, the Egyptians,
So there were different.
The Moroccans, you know, the Moors, you know, and all this stuff, you know. I believe we're all Moors because we all come from one pussy, one Vesica Pisces, one Yoni, one primordial mother, you know, and then all the races sprang from there. The yellow man is fucking the Asiatic man.
Yes.
You know, so the white man is the Viking, the white man. Yeah. And then there is a hybrid white human that is not really like you and I, but that's another topic.
And what are the Hebrews? What would they be? Because they're genetically
that's
different.
That's
right?
another topic.
That's another topic. That's way more deep.
That's another.
We're gonna have to leave that for later, guys. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we're in 2.5 hours now.
Fucking A.
Right.
Whatever you want, bro.
Let's cut it here. So like that, we got more to talk about next time.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So look, man, hopefully my brother can come one day and
say your friend's name again.
We call him Kia.
Kia?
To pronounce his full name. It's his spiritual name.
Okay.
Let's just leave it like Kia. So yeah, he's a medicine man. He's a real big advocate on Tai Chi, and he knows a lot of Toltec knowledge.
Okay.
Shared a lot of Toltec knowledge with me, and he's done these practices.
Well, see, that's why I tell you, let's leave it for the next, because with him we can keep going.
That's what I was just gonna.
Right
that's
now.
What I wanted to close it with. Perfect. This that why I wanted to associate this spiritual warrior path to the warrior as martial arts is that we share a symbiotic relationship that I want to bridge the understanding so that fighters can take a leap into. I think, well, Che explained it to me like this, that back in the days, martial arts was very spiritual.
It should be.
Well, when mixed martial arts came into the forefront, right, in society, it was more like, okay, with this technique, you do this over and over, and this is how you're gonna kill your opponent, basically, right? But I think even Che is like, even in his own way, he's like, he wants to implement more of his spiritual stuff, and some communities or some gyms are now with it, but I think it's
they don't. I think that's individual. It necessarily doesn't have to be the gym that has to be with it. It's the person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that like we're in a phase now that we can bridge the gap where like Kundalini yoga actually was a royalty practice. Even the common man wasn't even allowed to it because it's a profound fucking power, you know. And I mean, the Gracie found that power through his breath. Like he understands the power of the Kundalini, and like it's not just for fighting. Like I'm pretty sure at his age now, he's like he could give a fuck less.
He still does it. He's still in great shape. I mean,
what I'm saying, he could give a fuck about going head to toe. He's on another level. So he's tapping more into his Nahual, and this is the topics that I would love to share with people about the warriors of the past and how they knew how to traverse dimensions.
I think that's important because that will help for fighters, and this is where I see it, right? So it helps fighters with finally letting it go, right? Because I can't. Like, I haven't been able to.
Well, when you let it go, bro, what happens is, bro, you open up your heart, bro.
But it's hard to let go because I've been doing it for so long, and it's...
You know what you need, bro? You just need a little bit of ayahuasca, bro, so that you can dust off that mind.
Listen. All that bullshit that you talk about, forget that. Drop some ayahuasca and you're good.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
That's a solution.
Well, it's one.
I don't know.
It's one solution that I put it to the test, and I tell you, bro.
I can tell you in this gym, you probably got like 10 guys that will try it without a problem, bro.
We're here, bro.
Without that coach that you saw walk in here, Ray, he would do it.
We're here, bro. We're open with our heart, bro, and we have a real solid community. We're also open to expand community, meaning like we're not just gonna do about. It's not all about medicine, bro. There's like other things, bro. There's healers, bro. There's family constellations so that you can rectify your ancestry, bro, so that you can stop fighting, bro, or weird scenarios to start. There's some people, bro, that they're constantly being in trouble or being shot at or weird scenarios, and it has nothing to do with someone in your ancestry that there's some fuck shit, and they're the ones paying for it.
Yeah.
But we can fix that. There's a tool to fix that.
Okay.
So that you can remove yourself from the fucking karma of others.
Why is this hidden though? Why is this not out there, bro?
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it. I mean, understand it.
I mean, it's there, bro. It's coming. You know, I think, like I said, bro, I'm just a bridge or a light post, or whatever, to keep passing it forward, bro. To help, bro. That's all we're here for. Really, bro. That's all we want to do, bro. That's what love leads you to, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
What is the point to know all of this and be fucking
Keep it to
in
yourself.
one room? What the fuck is that? Like, what are you doing there? Like, it's like my friend, the guy Seven told me, it's like, if you discover something, you haven't discovered nothing until you share it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because you could say, oh, I 100%. Discovered all of this.
That's like
it means
that's like
nothing.
Me knowing a move and me never doing it because I don't want nobody to see it.
It means not. Yeah, exactly. It means
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
100%.
All right,
but bro. Fucking love you, dog. You're the man, bro. That was awesome.
You're the man.
I love this. That was fucking amazing. Thank you so much, man. Let me stop this right quick.